Welcome to Zoovi, a new and exciting social media platform for gamers to share their clips. Whether that be 200 IQ plays or an epic fail, Zoovi is the place to share your moments. The upload process will help those who don't have time to stream or edit YouTube videos. With console, PC, and mobile integration, you can quickly select and edit your clip before posting. There are so many gamers who are incredibly talented and deserve to play professionally, but they never get noticed. Zoovi will bring the underrated talent the attention that they deserve. Thank you for checking out Zoovi. Find out more at zoovi.com, and don't forget to join our Discord community and follow us on social media. Links in the description. We can't wait to see you around this platform.
Here at G Fuel, we're committed to providing our customers with cutting-edge energy drink technology. That's why we've partnered with VOD International to develop a super energizing, zero-sugar formula inspired by compound. VOD International and G Fuel,
helping to make you super.
Preliminaries. We are not in that round anymore. That was earlier in the tournament. This is when we had the 32 teams at first divided into 8 groups, and then the top 2 teams from each group moved on towards the conference round. So that is the round we're currently in, and we are in the finals of the conference round. So when you move on from the preliminaries, we go to the conference rounds, and that was going to be just a total of 16 teams. It was split up between the regions. And so it was just going to be 16 teams, again, 8 teams sort of on each side. You get 4 teams per region that are moving on towards the conference finals. And that is what we are going to be watching today, the conference finals for the Europe region, or the Europe and Asia region. And then later tomorrow, we're also going to have the North America and South America conference finals as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those crazy things, where all the teams that have made it here to their finals respectively because of how just absolutely fantastic they've played and been. And now that convergence of regions, right? Now it's going to be, interesting with servers and round balancing when it comes to that. and where that's going to land them. So, depending on what servers they're on and how good they've practiced, because again, it's not going to be necessarily favorable every single time for every single one of your players because all these guys are from everywhere in Europe. So depending on the server, it may be 20 ping or it could be 120 ping. It just kind of depends. It really could, depending on where they are. So this is where they get the fun part where they get to choose and they're going head to head to find out not only who's the best respectively in their, specific region, but they're going to be doing everything across the board. And so that really shows their ability to do things, whether they can deal with lag or compensation or that types of things. So I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting set of matches we have today. Again, it's not going to be us that are actually watching those, so it's going to be the casters as well, not just us. Obviously, those two handsome gentlemen above me are going to be actually casting the games today.
I know we're very excited to be here. It's the beginning of the end here for World 2022. This is your Asia region matching up today. I know we're very excited. I am Sudden Death, my co-caster right over here at Twist. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited for the games. Best of 5 today, so a lot of great games to be played. But before that, we gotta pass it back to the correspondents. So much more to talk about before we actually get into the games.
Absolutely. We appreciate it again, guys. So again, those extra bits of how everything has been running. But between everything, it is just an absolute madhouse. Again, how things are going to be going. Mantis, why don't you go ahead and give everybody those details about how the first beginnings have started?
Yeah, so just going on with the format of the World's Championship format. Again, I know that we've come pretty far in the tournament. We might as well let y'all know sort of how it's gone because a lot of teams have competed in the beginning, making their way up towards the point that we are at now. And so I think it's nice to go back and see, sort of how it all started and how these teams were initially first competing. Again, just looking at the format, we can go ahead and see how this is going to be looking. So we again started first with the preliminaries, I believe, for that format of the World's Championship. When we first had those 32 teams, I know again we've had those 32 teams at the beginning, and we're down to only the final four now. So a lot has happened since then, as far as just straight up the teams, competing, getting eliminated, and it's exciting to see that we're down to only one team per region moving forward from this point.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts the fact that we've gone through so many teams from everywhere. Everybody has come in. Again, this is the EURASIA, so we've gone through so many teams and making their way down to this point right here, the last two in Europe and Asia, to find out who's going to be not only taking over that entire area of the world, but then who's going to be going up against in the Americas to be able to make their way through, and then it'll be one half of the world versus the other half, and to find out who's going to be that world champion.
Yeah, and again, when we get to that point, it's going to be very interesting. But again, right now we are in the conference finals, the best of 5. This stream specifically is going to be the Eurasia conference finals. Tomorrow will be the Americas. There will be some more information about the scheduling and stuff coming up pretty soon. But just to let you all know, we are currently in the conference finals for that best of 5. And we can also go ahead and take a look and see what these teams are competing for as well, because there's a great prize pool we have. Again, we are now at technically the top 4, and the total prize pool is going to be 25,000 US dollars. Now we can see a lot of prizes popping up on screen. First of all, that grand champion getting 12,000 US dollars, that glove knife combo, 25,000 credits, and most importantly, they get that champion ring. That is a real ring that they can go ahead and wear in real life. This is not some digital cosmetic or something. They will actually be getting an actual ring that they can flex and just, show people, hey, I am the winner of Worlds. So that's going to be pretty cool. Second place going to be getting a total of 6,000 US dollars, as well as that glove knife combo and 15,000 credits. Third place getting 3,000 US dollars, just the knife combo and the 10,000 credits. And then fourth place is going to be getting 1,000 US dollars, the knife combo, and 5,000 credits. And then fifth through eighth place will be getting 500 US dollars, 3,000 credits. And then there's also an extra little prize going out for each region, one player per region, for the most valuable player, and that's going to be 250 US dollars. So even if you already get some of those prizes, you can get an additional 250 US dollars if you're the most valuable player in your region. Now, once again, we're currently down to the top 4 teams. for these conference rounds. So 5th through 8th place have already been determined. Right now, however these next couple matches play out is going to determine who's going to be getting that 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place for those rewards.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful across the board. Again, so we're at the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and our champion. Somebody will be solidified today as that position of 4th place. And again, we'll still have to figure out necessarily going into that match because we still will have to have a full matchup to find out who's going to be 3rd and 4th. But that champion skin, that glove and knife, that is partially, I mean, there's a lot of things that are there, but this is only just a part of what the champion will get. And it's absolutely beautiful. The gold, you will see the sparkle and shimmer from across the map. You will know if bad things are coming.
Yeah, Kevin, if you're able to flex these skins in game, it's going to be so rare and so clean. The champion glove and knife are definitely going to be very amazing for the teams that do end up, or the players that do end up getting to rock those. Now, popping up on screen here is going to be the schedule for our world streams. Again, we have come pretty far, so you're going to see the November schedule. These are all previous rounds that have already been knocked out. The last weekend being the conference round 2. We are now in the conference finals, which is going to be our first match for the weekend of December. So we have the conference finals today for the EURASIA games, and then tomorrow it's going to be the conference finals for the North America/South America game. And then the winner of those games will be moving forward. Also, the losers playing the 3rd place game on Friday, December 9th. And then Saturday and Sunday are going to be the grand finals, December 10th and 11th. It'll be over 2 days because it is going to be a best of 7, and we do kind of got to spread that out because it'd be kind of crazy if people had to play 7 maps in a row in one day. So we're going to be spreading that out over 2 days for a nice stream, just so that we can give them enough time to cool down their devices and stuff. And popping up on screen here is going to be the brackets. We can take a look first here, the EURASIA Conference. This is the match that we are streaming today. And so we can see it's Crossfire versus Rain. Now, in that top half of the bracket, it was all the Asia teams, and in the bottom half, it was all the Europe teams. And they've all clashed again. Last weekend, we had the final, matches where it was people from the same region fighting each other. Now, from this weekend moving onward, it's going to be different regions clashing to see who can determine themselves the world champion.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting to note, if you guys have not tuned in, if you haven't seen the past ones, so Crossfire, they made their way here to the finals, but I think it'd be interesting to note that Crossfire came in with only 2 points, really, to qualify, and Saints had 24. So they pretty much took out the top contender in the Asia region, and now they're going up against the top contender for the European side. So it's going to be a good matchup, and it's going to be insane. But of course, we got to give you some of those times because so obviously today is going to be this stream here right now, Rain versus Crossfire. But tomorrow, put it on your calendars and set an alarm if you need to. It's going to be on Sunday, and that will be at 3 o'clock EST or 5 o'clock BRT. So you might need to use a time zone conversion depending on where you guys might be located to get the most accurate time for that. And again, just go ahead and make that a nice little point, notate that, and make sure you have those notifications rung so you guys get notified when we go live. Same for on Twitter and Discord. So you guys get, because, sometimes the bigger platforms, they don't really, let people know sometimes. So set a reminder, have those notifications, you'll be notified immediately.
You can see popping up on screen right now, this predict the winner and win prizes thing. Again, we've talked about this a lot before, the smart voting system. It's something new that we've introduced for the World Championships. If you visit that link at the bottom of the screen, you can see play.mobileesports.org/dashboard/voting. If you're logged into your account, you can go ahead and, vote for which teams you think are going to win. And you can try and show off your prediction skills as well, because there are 20,000 in-game COPS credits on the line. If you make that top 10 leaderboard, you can actually go ahead and win some credits. If you're trying to secure, buy that operation, buy some of those new cases that are in the shop, you want some credits, this is a great way to try and get some. You can just go ahead and vote for your favorite teams, and whoever gets, the top 10 for the most points will be getting some in-game credits. So it's a nice way to get some credits while also, showing how well you know these teams from watching the World Championships. Again, play.mobileesports.org/dashboard/voting. I'm not 100% sure if these games are still open to vote, but definitely a lot of games coming up if you would like to vote for them in the future. But yeah, we have Crossfire versus Rain here today. It's going to be an amazing game, and I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, and what I'm looking forward to the most when it comes to these two teams is finding out what maps they're going to pick, because that's going to play a huge, huge part in how this game's about to go. Because obviously, both of these teams have their own favorites, their own picks, and or something that maybe the other team is not good at all. So we do need to find out what maps they're going to be vetoing and bringing in, because that again, that's really going to shape how not only your decision, because remember you have those points to cast your votes, and if you have those education pieces to go on, I think it'll be a lot better to make those educated decisions to be able to get closer to that 20,000 credits. All right. To those maps that we got to find out what they're doing. Again, huge deal because Rain definitely wants to have an advantage. Crossfire, they want an advantage based on what they love. But it looks like there is going to be no love for Raid or Village. They're just going to go ahead and axe both of those out of the way. And now we get to find out what they also just absolutely despise. It looks like Rain is just going to go and take all the new maps out. Village, Sword, just gone. Port's going to go too. That little tear going down my face because that's my favorite. But we are going to see Plaza and Grounded, some good OGs coming into the mix. And I'm assuming, since we're going to have a best of 5, we're going to see some more, Canals and Legacy. And then finally, Bureau as our decider. All the way down to it. Again, these are tried and true maps. And so it really is going to come down to their abilities to really take their experience and time in this game, because these maps have been around for a while. So whoever has the most experience, I think, may be able to take this.
Yeah, the fact that it's 5 OG maps is very interesting. And again, we are getting into some cross-region action, so you also got to keep in mind that round balance is a big factor, right? If this goes to map 5, the server gets to go to whoever has the better round balance. So definitely that is something that these teams are going to have to be keeping in mind, is we need to try and close the gap as little as possible, even when we're not playing on our own server. So definitely it's going to be interesting to see how those maps play out when we get the cross-region games. But before we get into all that stuff, let's go and take a look at these teams. Looking at their team stats, starting off with Crossfire. Their team statistics popping up on screen. Again, the ratings, I would probably say more on the low side compared to the other teams we've seen. Again, Crossfire were kind of not, I guess statistics-wise, not really expected to be here in the stage of the tournament. Now, a lot of people thought that they would be, I guess you could say just from the votings, even looking at previous games, a lot of people thought Crossfire would have been eliminated further back in the tournament. The fact that they're here right now is definitely incredible for them. They've been having an incredible run during this World Championships, which is, it just comes to show statistics aren't everything. Because you can also go ahead and take a look at their previous tournament standings on the screen just to see how they've placed in the last couple of majors. But if you look at Circuit Season 4, they didn't compete. Embers of Victory Season 2, they did not compete. In Circuit Season 5, they only placed 6th place in main 2. So their statistics don't really show that they're like super incredible or anything, but the fact that they're here in the conference finals just shows they were able to perform beyond their statistics, so that's super impressive on their end.
Yeah, especially like I mentioned earlier with Saints, those are kind of slated to be kind of the best. They had 24 points versus 2. And so, but somehow they pulled that out and being able to move forward with that and to make it here. So there's something there. There is a nice little piece for them to be able to have that ability to go forward with it.
Oh yeah, and you can also see their map statistics on screen. These are for the 5 maps they're being played today. Now, interestingly enough, you can see Plaza, which is our first map. They have a 0% win rate on Plaza. They've lost it they've won it 0 times and they've lost it 5 times. So the fact that Plaza is the first map is going to be interesting for Crossfire. Again, looking at the stats, you want to say they might lose, but you never know. They've been defying their statistics recently. But some of their later maps are looking much better on Legacy and Canals, 100% win rate. That's definitely going to be better for them overall if they do take it towards those later maps in the match.
Yeah, and they don't look too bad on the other two. Grounded looks really promising for them. But overall, we'll just have to kind of wait and see, because Rain has their own statistics. These guys have been around the block way too many times, especially looking down there at Vault. Look, 115. The guy with the absolute most amount of maps played since the stat recording has begun. And again, everybody around in general, I mean, above 60, 70, and up. And we do see Saboli down there. He does have 35, but still looking really clean across the board. Virgilion only having 7, but don't count him out with that. But overall, their stats and everything are looking beautiful. Everything above 1.0 except for 1, but still looking great with that, with still the 63 match plays. It's still good experience. But moving on with the rest of their stats, we got to check out exactly what they've placed. And they do have more accolades than Crossfire. 14th place and 2nd place in main 1 and 2 for Circuit Season 4. Embers of Victory got 2nd place. And then for Circuit Season 5, they got 6th and 5th. So looking solid. They have more of that time in the hot seat. So they again, when it comes down to experience for these older maps, looking pretty good, at least on this paper. We do need to flip over and check those stats for the maps and find out kind of really where that dials in.
Oh yeah, it's looking much better for Rain. Again, I mean they've been around longer, so it kind of makes sense. But their overall map stats are looking better. I mean, they at least have a over 50% win-loss ratio on every single map. Now Plaza is their lowest one, so maybe it could be kind of an interesting map for both sides. But we'll have to see how that plays out when we get into that map number 1. Let's also go ahead and take a look at these player statistics here. We're just gonna sort of compare and contrast these players from the different teams. Again, looking at Crossfire versus Rain, we can see my line. Oh man, those are some nice statistics. I mean, 1.65 rating, a KD 1.36. He has a positive win rate, and he has much more experience than Hakeem over there with 65 maps. So his stats are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, looking absolutely solid. I mean, he again with all the green is what you want to see, and it looks like we're going to be seeing that again for Vinley. Although his win rate is just slightly lower than Zed, but 63 versus 14.
Yeah,
So that
I
pretty
feel
much
like
means Zed
when you
has
have
basically one map one that it would have changed that.
Yeah, I know. It's like when you have 63 maps, it's like, okay, yeah, your win is a little lower, but I mean, come on, man. You got to give him some credit. Keeping that win rate when you have 63 maps is much more impressive, I think. It's
Yeah.
definitely a lot harder to pull off for Venely. So again, great stats from him. Now we're comparing again some more players. Now, interestingly, Gods has the higher rating this time, even though we have the better KD and the better win rate and the better maps played. So that's interesting. Again, the rating formula is different. It combines a lot of stuff together. I'm actually not 100% sure how it's calculated myself, but the overall player rating for Gods is better. But right now, yeah, I mean, just so far, Rain have been better overall, I guess you could say, just looking at the raw statistics. But again, you can't just count them out from the stats because we look at the stats, nobody thought Crossfire would even be here in the first place.
Yeah, again, they haven't really competed. They haven't really, gotten a lot of higher wins, and so again, they're here for a reason, and we'll find out shortly what that is. If we're going to be going to the 5 or the best of 5 maps or not, but I mean, here we go. And here's Virgilion. He's super low, right? 7 maps. He does have a positive win for all across those 7. It has at least a 1.2 rating overall and a positive KD. But this is where we kind of go back and forth a little bit with Rex here, where he has more maps, but a lower win rate, and then his KDR is higher. So we don't have enough, I don't think, of Virgilion for that one, really. But now here's where a great contrast comes in. Hez and Wives, both back and forth. But what I really want to highlight here for Wives is look at that win rate. 80% of the time this dude is taking the dub, and 103 maps played is just insane to have an 80% win rate.
Yeah, no, the Wives stats, I mean, again, he's been a player I've also been, keeping my eye on a lot. And yeah, that 103 maps, that's just so impressive, dude. I mean, again, I know the KD and the rating aren't, the best for him, but just having that many maps played and an 80% win rate is so incredible from Rain. Again, they've been dominant, not recently, But in the past, they were dominant a lot. And I know a lot of people thought just from the recent performance that Rain also wouldn't be here. There's been a lot of weird upsets happening, just with like people thinking certain teams would move on and then they didn't end up making it here. We can go ahead and also see Symboli and Exi here, just comparing the stats. Again, we're getting closer towards the bottom of the, I guess you could say the leaderboards here when we're looking at the statistics. But still, I mean, 62% win rate from Symboli and 35 maps played. He does have a positive KD and rating as well.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks good across the board and making it look nice. And then here's Faultless, which this is where it gets interesting. That's where the 115 maps played, but only a 62% win rate. But again, that's a lot of time, a lot of experience, a lot of loss. So that's a lot to learn from. Now, his KD is surprisingly not positive, over one. But again, merely it's not either. But it's super close. The rating is still above 1.0, so that's still fantastic. But again, I think that experience is invaluable. And then here at the bottom, we do have Drill and Kissel, both pretty solidly close. Aside from the KDR, a little different with that, but overall, 63, 52, 46, 42, and their rating overall 72 and 83. It's super close, and so depending if these guys are playing today, if they do, I think it'll be a solid matchup as far as them two against each other.
Yeah, and again, we've looked at all these players' statistics overall. Looking, I guess the stats are favoring Rain, but we'll have to see coming into Plaza, which is our first map. Now, again, you can see those servers. There's going to be different for every single map, so it will be interesting, again, because you can kind of look at the stats, but you can't really predict who's going to win each map, because it's like, you might not be playing on your own server for each one, even if Crossfire, Crossfire, I believe they're the ones that have the Turkey server advantage, so it'll be interesting when we get to that. But the community has put up some predictions of their own, and they seem to think that they know who the winner is going to be of this best of 5. Now, I'll tell you what, we've had a lot of weird votes happening with the community votes. You look at all the different you know, the votes that community's been putting in. Earlier, we had some lopsided votes. Then, towards the later rounds, it was closer. Now, this is the most lopsided vote I've seen in a minute. I mean, 91% in favor of Rain. And again, this is from the mobile esports web app, or where you can go and vote for those players over there with a smart voting system. So it looks like 91% of points have been placed for Rain, only 9% for Crossfire. So I guess you could say the fans are pretty confident that Rain will take this one home.
I would say so. And again, you can't count them out yet. They're in the finals. Crossfire, those 9% of you who put those points on Crossfire, keep believing. They can do it. It is absolutely possible. Now, I will say statistically on Plaza, probably not. But overall, I think that it's going to be a solid time for them, and they're going to give it their all. But we'll have to find out after the matches are going whether they win or lose this first one here on Plaza. And I think they're ready to go into the knife round. We're going to throw it over to the casters, and we will see you guys here in a bit.
All right, and here we go. The knife round underway, I believe. Let's go ahead and hop on into this twist. What you thinking here?
Well, after seeing those community votes, Crossfire is literally getting like 90 out here. 91 to 9 is definitely not a percentage you want to look at if you are on the side of Crossfire. But what I can say is that like Crossfire can have the underdog effect, right? Like Raid is probably they're already thinking about like the finals, about the best of 7 next week, and they don't really focus too much on this game. Probably they're like, yeah, this is like a small bump in the road, but I feel like Crossfire, they can definitely show something here. I don't think they'll go out without winning a single map, but let's see how the knife round goes. And seems like, oh, it's close. And Crossfire, there you go. Well, they get the knife round. That's definitely good. That means that they can pick the starting side here. But yeah, in my opinion, Crossfire will get at least 1 map. 2 would be very questionable. 3, I don't think I believe in them that much. But, again, best of luck to them. What do you think about Crossfire? Like 1 map? Possible?
I think it's definitely possible. Since the beginning of the tournament, everybody has been voting against Crossfire. Since the beginning of Worlds just a couple of weeks ago. And well, here we are in the conference finals for Eurasia, and they've made it here. So I'm definitely not counting them out. I think 1, 2, maybe even 3 maps is definitely possible. But let's go ahead and hop on into the game now.
Yep.
All right, here we are in Barcelona for the first map, heading over to Plaza. Shout out if you got that reference. I'm Sudden Death, and I'm joined by Twist once again. First map is underway. Let's see Team Crossfire winning the knife round, and they're going to start out on the Coalition side, taking that defensive to start the first half of this map here.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty standard buy. I mean, on the side of Crossfire, not really any Deagles except for one. On the side of Rain, though, they are Deagle lovers. They love playing with Deagles, and well, this is why. Venly opens up the game with a nice, crisp, clean shot to the head there. So one player, Reek's already down. That doesn't mean that Crossfire can't defend the same bomb site though. So many players coming in, but that's exactly where Crossfire are located. Oh, they're getting kills! A nade kill coming in from Exy as well. Suddenly, somehow, this has turned into a 1v2, and the man who opened this round, he has to end it. And Twirl, well, he's just too good. He doesn't need a Deagle. He just takes the XD45 and just, you know, blows off the head of Venly. So Crossfire, they are so far undefeated. 2 rounds in a row for them, if you count the knife.
Glass cannon effect not working out there for Team Rain. Crossfire having won the first round here. Now looking to cash advantage moving into the next couple of rounds. Should be able to utilize it perfectly and take a nice little lead over Team Rain. Rain opting to go just straight with the P250s here. Might just try to get this round number 2 over with very quickly. Wives is going to be the first one coming up here. Twirl is up, and he should be able to get... Oh my gosh, I thought he's going to finish him off. Not at all. It's Rex and Exy there getting kills, and it's all she wrote there for Team Rain. Still 2 kills, though, coming in from Team Rain. It's an excellent eco round for them, especially being that they bought nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they just went into that round with the idea, let's get this over with, you know, let's get to the first rifle round, and yeah, the fact that they're able to get 2, that's definitely good. That's not a round, but again, you know, as you mentioned, in these eco rounds, literally anything that you can do, even if you can waste the opponent, the opposite team's economy, you know, waste their nades maybe, that's still a victory. That's still a victory in your book, because you're taking some cash out of their pockets. So, yeah, pretty good round from Rain. Now is where the fun starts, because now both teams have bought up to their preferred weapons of choice, and well, this is where it all starts. Crossfire is up by 2. It looks like they are just doing a standard Coalition side split, 2 kind of towards the A side of things, maybe a bit aggressive on the A side of things. We'll see how that one works out. 1 on B, 1 anchor B player, 1 kind of rotating between CT and B, and then 1 playing a bit more aggressively on mid. Very standard stuff, nothing new to see here. They'll probably just play like that and try to adjust from there.
It's an interesting pick here from Venly to pull, oh my gosh, the EURASIA. And he's already going to pick up a kill there on Rex. It's not something you normally see brought out so early on here. Team Rain trying to throw a wrench into the machine that is Crossfire and take round number 3 away from them. It's already looking good. They got 2 men down here on the side of Crossfire. They need to watch God's Raid over here by Coalition Stairs. No longer as my line puts a line on him and drops him. And now it's all she wrote there for Team Crossfire, as Rain is able to take round number 3 without losing a single man there. Moving to round number 4. And this might be an eco round coming in from Crossfire. That doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, so it's like this is just how quickly, you know, the tides turned. Crossfire was looking really good, but I mean, again, the pistol round it's more down to luck than the normal rifle rounds. And Rain, if they're able to take this round, which they should, I mean, there's literally just 1 Deagle on the side of God's Unitas, then it should be all equal again. It should be an equal playing ground again. And oh, that EURASIA might actually get overwhelmed, but no. Venly, he's prepared, he knows how to do his stuff, throws a nice nade in there as well, that's a lot of damage, and 1 by 1, everyone on the side of Crossfire just goes down. So, a flawless round by Rain. Yes, Faultless took some damage and Wives as well, but 5 players left alive, so in last 2 rounds, they've lost 0 players. Let's see how Crossfire can maybe bounce back from this.
Curious to see when the first time Crossfire pulls out a Scar is. That's a weapon they've been utilizing a lot throughout Worlds so far. It's really helped them out. The word I've been using to describe Crossfire is scrappy. They will get down in the mud with you. They will play with the more unconventional weapons. They don't care. They'll pull the Scar. They'll pull the Super 90 out. They'll nade stack if they have to. That's something Team Rain definitely needs to be prepared for. Loving the sniper play so far from Vinley.
Yeah, I mean, he had the money for it, right? And why not test it out? You know, if it works, we'll just keep doing it because it is like a interesting choice. But again, it has worked out so far. So why not go with it? Seems like Crossfire is not really switching up their defense. Although it seems like maybe on B side of things they are playing a bit more aggressively. But that's probably just kind of to retaliate back against Rain, who has been very aggressive at opening these angles here. And Venley, once again, entry sniping. That's not something you see a lot, but when it's done correctly, it looks beautiful. And Faultless with the follow-up there. Twirl goes down as well. And now all left down on Reek. Still got Flash, probably naded as well. So much to do here. 2 frags is bare minimum here to stay alive as a team. And with everyone getting smoked off, Symboli getting the kill as well. Looks like Rain. They're looking to get 3 flawless rounds in a row, unless God's Knight is able to do more. But Venley getting his second EURASIA frag of the round, I believe 4th or 5th one of the game. So, you know, popping off early, you'd say.
Yeah, he's looking really good. Already 10K in his bank right there. He's still rocking the EURASIA and Deagle. We saw him early with that headshot. Definitely going to be taking that accuracy role for his team. Crossfire back on another eco. This will probably result in a Rain win. They'll be up by 2. You got to do something to smoke this sniper off or flash him. He's getting easy picks, and he's easily able to push the bomb site. That's something they need to start thinking about as we move into the next couple of rounds. Lion is the first to open it up here for his team, Team Rain.
Oh, he's trying. Almost connecting, but Wives, once again, seems like all the kills just go towards Rain's direction now. I mean, they can, like, maybe try to get a 1 gun and save that, but, like, what can you do in a 2v5 with, like, only pistols to your name, right?
Yeah, there's not much you can do, especially with no armor here. I mean, you go down so incredibly quick. Vinley just showing how good he is with that sniper rifle. Once again, picking up a kill with it. There it is. Rain taking round number 6. They now lead by 2 as we head into round number 7. The map statistics popped up just a couple of rounds ago, but I just want to reiterate it. This is Crossfire's worst map. They have a 100% loss ratio on this map. And so far, this is a map Team Rain's got a little better statistics on. I think it was 55, but they have a lot of experience in tournament settings here on this map with played over close to 30 times. That is a lot of time to have played on a specific map. You really, really know it well.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the reason why they picked it as their first pick, right? Because, like, why won't you get the early lead in terms of maps in this best of 5? But we still have a lot of maps coming up. I mean, Ground and Canals, and this is nowhere from over. Like, the fact that Crossfire has 2 means they can definitely get to at least 4, perhaps even 6 by the end of this half. And then, you know, if everything goes correctly, perhaps they can even win the game, which doesn't seem too likely to me, but in no way it's over. And with this gun round being underway, Twirl has wiped, you know, taken out a EURASIA, so we'll see how Venley against Twirl, how that EURASIA 1v1 will go, if possible. And there you go, right when I mentioned that, Twirl takes off Venley with a nice clean headshot there, so this is nowhere from over. Crossfire seems like they are ready to rebound, ready to start putting some rounds up on the board again.
Yeah, definitely looking to close that gap. They have the early man lead, and there's that Scar, that first Scar being pulled out here by Rex, and he's rocking it over by Ads, watching that midsection, firing a couple warning shots right there, and probably will see him back up. Bomb slowly inching up here inside of apartment, and B is going to be the site of choice. Only one player to defend it. It's Akeem getting a big kill there on Faultless. He's getting tagged from the side, but God's nuts. He's going to put down Symbol.
So Myla and Wives, there's not really much they can do. Yeah, 15 seconds left. I mean, the cash is there for Rain, so Mylan could attempt it, but at the end of the day, like, it's a 1v5. You know, he knows he's good, but I don't think he thinks he's that good. Like, winning a 1v5 in this situation is pretty much impossible, probably like a 0.01% chance. So he's probably just gonna look for maybe some exit frags here, you know, just to kind of damage Crossfire's economy if possible, but doesn't even push up. So yeah, Crossfire is slowly pushing back, and I mean, if we look at Rain's economy, the problem is that they won 4 rounds in a row, right? So their economy is really good here. Myline will probably be able to buy for the next at least 3 rounds. So Crossfire is really, every round is going to be hard for them from here on out. It's going to take a lot of time to break Rain's momentum in terms of economy, so we'll see how they do in this round, but even if they win, they'll have to do it all over again for like 3 more.
Yep. And, you know, Rain already at 4 points on the board on the breach side of what is traditionally a more coalition-sided map. So they've done a phenomenal job so far getting up there. 4 rounds is really what you want to see. Anything more than that is just icing on the cake for them. They're sitting in a pretty comfortable position when we go into the flip. These are some big rounds coming up for Crossfire, as you just mentioned, cash-wise, and of course just for how the end of map 1 will go. Twirl is the first to open it up, finding that sniper on the side of Team Rain. Has been a little quiet the last couple of rounds. They've been dueling back and forth. Actually about to have an altercation here. Twirl popping around the corner, going to reinforce, but it's Rex there with the scar. Gonna leave Symbol with a mean scar on his face.
Ooh, and Twirl actually goes down. So Venley is avenged. 2 rounds in a row, Twirl actually took down Venley with the EURASIA, so that's interesting to note. But nevertheless, Crossfire is 1 man down. Oh, but look at this. He's pushing up. God's Knights does get 1, but 2 would have been perfect there because now it's a 1v2 situation. Hakim, he's just pushing through. He doesn't care. Now 1v1, it's so close. Both players know the opposite location. Oh, Flash is coming in. Hakim, he's just going to peek. Has to turn away from the Flash. No, they're both flashed. Myline is actually more flashed than Hakim, and Myline is able to finish it off somehow. You know, still a little bit flashed, but doesn't matter for Myline. We saw from the stats. He knows what he's doing. So Rain is up to 5, but that was as close as it really gets there.
5 rounds here on the board for Team Rain. Once again, it's just icing on the cake after you pass that 4th round mark when you're starting out on the breach side. You got to do something here on the side of Crossfire. You really don't want to let Team Rain get any more points on the board before you go into the flip, because then you're really just fighting an uphill battle, literally and metaphorically here on the map of Plaza.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like best that Crossfire can do here is just get maybe the 5-6 rounds and then hope and pray that they have a breach side that Rain is not ready for, because as you said, you know, if you get 4, that's great. If you get anything more than that, it's like icing on the cake. So I feel like it's going to be hard for Crossfire to stop Rain maybe on this side of the map, but once I switch over to the breach side, I do believe that they perhaps have some strategies that Rain maybe have not do not expect yet. But seems like Twirl, he's just going to keep playing with that duration. He's been doing so well with it. Venley is on the other side of the map this time, but we'll see if Twirl is able to connect and take down the opposite EURASIA player once again.
Just some warning shots going back and forth so far. 50 seconds left here on the clock. Team Rain looks like they'll be committing to this B side. Hakim is going to be the first to find some shots, and he's able to land 1, but quickly traded out there by Symbol. Gods gets the call and tries to avoid the flashbang. Sees a player on his right and is able to drop him. Then he gets traded out by those players inside of Blue Apartment. You can see the rotation coming in from these coalition players to defend, and Wives is right here picking them off. He's opened it up. Now you're a little nervous. You know, you got a player behind you, and you got some players coming into the bomb site. 2 coalition players up live. It's Exy and Rex, respectively.
Yeah, they think it's a fake. So one player has already rotated over, and it's only Rex left there, and finally, that should be illegal. Takes down Reeks with an absolutely insane frag there, and well, that leaves only Exy. He is gonna go for it, gets 1, does know the other position, but Symboli, nice position there, takes down Exy, and that's gonna be 6 for Rain. I feel like this round really depended on Wives getting that kill or not, because it was a 3v3, but with all 3 players from Crossfire bunched up towards that CT stairs position, with Wives taking that frag, it just completely ruined everything for Crossfire, because now they're not sure. Perhaps they're going A. Rain sold the fake pretty well, and you know they were just able to take the B side with that beautiful Venley flick on the head there. So yeah, again, close margins. I feel like at least 2 or 3 rounds here could have been for the either side, but Rain, they seem like just to have that, you know, upper hand at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's that little extra experience that comes into it for Team Rain, especially on this map. Like I said, they've played it over 30 times. It's that little extra spice they've added to their recipe, and it's been paying off for them. It's coming down really close, but the little subtle things are what help them take the rounds, and it's what's given them the 3-round lead as we move into round number 10. Hakim's going to be the first to opening up for his team Crossfire as he picks the headshot up on line. See some snipers dueling back and forth here, trying to find that pick and even up the body count board if Twirl is able to do that. Looks like we're about to have an altercation here with Venley. Oh, that was so close, man. So close.
Yeah, he's looking, and normally when he's looking, he also gets a frag. But Twirl, oh, he saw the player. They haven't seen him, but he gets overwhelmed. Does get 1 frag. Reeks is able to get down Venley. So now a 3v2. The bomb is going down though. So Wives, that's a good smoke, but God's Knightis catches him with his pants down. So a 1v3 situation now. Symboli is able to get Reeks, but oh, so much more to do here.
Here we are. A little showdown action.
Looking around, nobody wants to overcommit yet.
Of course, the onus is here on Gods to do something, and his teammate. Full flash
They're
here.
pushing in.
Oh, no way. He doesn't have time.
There's no ways.
Now the only question is Symbol able to get the kill here and escape with his life? He just doesn't have it. So close. Hakeem making the ultimate sacrifice there. And Team Rain has secured another point on the board. This is looking like it could be a very lopsided half as we go into the flip. Just right now with the trajectory, it could be worst case scenario for Crossfire 9-3. Best case, you go ahead and get it up to 7-5 on the flip. Either way, you're going into the flip down.
Yeah, I feel like that completely broke the spirits for Crossfire there. That was a 1v3 that you should absolutely always win. I mean, you had all the resources, like everything. That maybe that smoke was a bit of a hassle, but still there was just you had to win that one. With that one being lost and you being down 3-7, I feel like this is the kind of final nail in the coffin for this game. Sure, there's still more than a half to go, but like at that round, it just hurts. It just, like from my own competitive experience, I know rounds like those really hurt, but we'll see if Crossfire is able to actually rebound from that. Let's hope they are. This B hold seems like it sometimes works, like for getting kills, but again, Rain is really good at faking and just playing around. So even if Crossfire get the initial kill, there's still a lot of heavy stuff to be done here.
Rex
Reeks is able to get one.
I thought he was going to choke that. I caught him off guard. You can see the way he flicks like he wasn't expecting that. Hakeem trying to lock it down back here in B site. It looks like Team Rain is going to go ahead and start making the rotation over here towards the A site. They got plenty of time to work with, 40 seconds, but there's no time to waste. Vinley going to get a clutch kill there on Twirl, and then it's basically left A open to push. Bomb is quickly moving across, and the remaining players here are Hakeem and Exy. Exy is alone here on the A site, but he's got a Scar to work with. We should see an altercation from him and Symbol coming in just a moment. Shots have been fired. He's able to pick up one, but quickly dropped. Hakeem's in a difficult spot by double doors, and he's going to get that closed on his fingers. Team Rain has taken another point here, bringing up the scoreboard to look at it. Wives at 14-8, Vinley at 10-5. Up to over here for Team Crossfire, Keem at 7-9, and Rex at 6-10. It's 8-3 right now, and based on how it's going, it is looking like it might be 9-3 going into the flip.
Yeah, I mean, once again, this is Crossfire's worst map, and Rain is really good on this map. So the score somewhat reflects that. But at the same time, like, it seems like Rain, they're just pushing in. Like, look at this, like, Faultless, he didn't use any util. Myland, he didn't use any util, he just pushes in and gets the frags. God's Knights, though, that's a big double, but we'll see if that's enough, because only Twirl is left alive here, and Venley is actually able to eliminate him. So now a 1v1, once again, a huge 1v1. Are they able to get it? And there you go, finally, something goes the way for Crossfire. They are able to close out this 1v1. Exy gets the frag there, so at least they'll have the 4 rounds moving into the side switch. Now Rain, they still look very, 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 good and competitive on this map. I don't think there's any chance they'll let this one slip. But at the same time, Crossfire, they have 4 rounds. If they're able to get the pistol, probably the consecutive one as well, we're looking at a 6-8 scoreline. So this pistol round is really, really important for them.
Yeah, 100%. Crossfire loses this, and it can be 10-4. And it's not going to be looking good for them. But you're able to pick this up, then you can close that gap, get it 8-6, potentially 8-7, and then the game's back in play for them. Rain has basically all committed over here towards the B site, and Crossfire is working slowly up here through Cross over towards the A bomb site. Faultless should be able to get that call out, and they're going to quickly move. You can see them on the mini-map moving out, and they're going to swarm from behind and catch them off guard. He's moved back up into bomb site, waiting for his team, like, come on, guys, hurry, hurry, hurry. They're coming, they're here. He's going to try to pick up one. He's able to do it, but quickly dropped. I don't know. At this point, you think Crossfire would be ready for this flank coming in from him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at this point, it's just like gun duels, like who can out-aim the opponent better. And it seems like Rain, they are just better at aiming, at least in this instance, because now it's a 1v3, and there's just Twirl getting so overwhelmed there. Does get a frag, that's still good, but Rain secured the 9th, and with that, Crossfire one step closer, one step further from kind of getting back in this map. It was a good strat though, like rushing A, it seemed like it worked very well because the only player left on A site was Faultless. But the thing is, Faultless saw that there were 5 players pushing, right? So the callout comes in, rotation comes in immediately. There's not really any time for Crossfire to prepare once they actually get on site. And randomly, oh, this might be big. He gets a double, knows the location that for everyone else. Doesn't get the ace though. Wives comes in for support, and Rain, 3 players just work together to absolutely take us to the 15th round as quickly as possible there.
Good play by Crossfire. They're being able to do a little bit of damage to Rain's economy, but it's 10-4 right now, and with the momentum where it's at, it's going to be difficult for them to make this comeback. 6 rounds separate this team. Rain going for a bit of a bonus, keeping some of the weapons they had from the previous round. Shotgun being pulled up by Faultless. I'm curious to see where he's going to be playing with that little cheeky angle. Actually, I thought that's where he'd be playing, where Lion is at, but now he's going to be playing at a different location here, moving up into Blue Apartment. Scar has been pulled out by Exy. That is one of his preferred weapons to go to so far in Worlds Tournament.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the scars. Like normally, at least when I cast the EU side of things, I don't really see scars being used that much. So it's interesting that Crossfire are actually able to integrate it in the meta and use it somewhat successfully. But Twirl, he is able to take one down with an SG, so you don't even need a scar for that. Exy though is the man with the scar, so we'll see how he's able to incorporate that later in this round.
You know, Crossfire really needs right now, even if they don't lose the round, they need to get that bomb planted a couple times to help them with their cash. I mean, there's a big round difference between these teams, and they can't really lose too many more, but they didn't get the bomb planted last round when they had the opportunity to, or 2 rounds ago. Getting that bomb planted is just so clutch on that breach side, being able to keep that a little extra cash. Wives doubling up with the AUG in his hand. Hakeem about to have an altercation for his symbol, and he's going to lose it. 2 players up the live down the side of Crossfire as they try to take this A site, but it's Vinley locking it down with that M4. Here's Exy with that scar we're talking about. Let's see if he can go ahead and grab it. He's in a difficult spot and isn't able to land anything. Vinley with a nice jump shot takes his team up by 7 now. Folks, it's 11-4 as we move into round number 16.
Yeah, I don't think there's much for Crossfire to do here. Like, I don't even know what they could do, because the thing is, like, especially on the breach side, but on the collision side this happens as well. Seems like Rain, they're not like using these crazy 300 IQ like 5-head strategies. They're simply winning their gun duels. Like we saw this perfectly in the pistol round on the side switch. Like Rain pushed in and they were just able to, you know, flick on the tap on the head quicker. And it seems like for most of these rounds, Rain are just like better at aiming. So, you know, we'll see how that kind of comes into effect on other maps, but it seems like on Plaza at least, it's just raw individual skill that kind of takes Rain over the line here.
Yeah, 100%. That is definitely what you're seeing. Rain is just winning more of those gunfights over and over and over again. Like you said, we haven't seen any crazy 200 IQ strats faking out one bomb site and having a plant on the other one. It is just coming down to individual gun skill, and hopefully what you're going to see coming into map number 2 is Crossfire is going to be a little more warmed up. Rain's got a lot more experience in these tournament settings, these more intense scenarios than Crossfire does. Hopefully they just need to calm the nerves and get ready to come into map number 2. We'll see a lot closer. We'll see what they can do. Fault is doubling up, trying to keep his team on end this. If you're going to make your comeback, you need to start working on it now. Don't let Rain get to match point before you start. You need a little cushion there. 3 players alive here for each side with 40 seconds on the clock. Make that only 2 now as Vinley picks up a kill there on Hakeem. This man has been on absolute fire for his team, Rain. When he was on the breach side, he was rocking that EURASIA, had some great value with it early on, and now he's switched up to being a little more aggressive, being able to be a little more mobile, being that rifler with that SG.
Yeah, very nice trigger patience there by Vinley, but only gets 1, but still gets away. But it is a 2v2, and what is interesting that in earlier rounds, Hakeem was making great moves on A, but now Faultless, he's just staying in the house area, and they do not expect him at all. Great positioning by Faultless. Yeah, they were just clueless with their knives out, so easy double for him. And again, you know, you win the gun duels, but you also have great positioning. Like, what can you really do if you're on the side of Crossfire? Now, Hakeem is topping the scoreboards here, and as I was mentioning before, he was making waves on A side. He was getting 2 kind of entry frag pigs that were really important. Crossfire was almost able to rotate over to the A side of things and plan, but, you know, once again, it's 12-4. Sure, Twirl might get this frag, but are you able to get frags like that for the next like 9 rounds to actually close out the game? Probably not. Although Twirl, nice 2 frags here. Oh, if Wives pushed there, he would have gotten so much. And Twirl, he's just unstoppable. You know, Crossfire might be out in this game, but Twirl, he just wants his ace. So we'll see how that one goes. Faultless is able to take down 1. Reeks on the other side takes down Faultless. And we can see here, Twirl, he has a good rating, you know. He has, he's also the lurker, so that works out as well. Oh no, Symboli. That is illegal. 1v4 turned 1v3. But Crossfire, they do not lose another one of these clutches. Twirl, the man who started it all, ends it all. And that's a quad kill for him in this round.
Quad indeed. He can dub him Lord Farquaad. Only needs a princess now to be king, and that's going to be a difficult road to go there. There is a total of 7 rounds to tie it up. Make that 8 to take the W. They have to play flawlessly here in order to do that. Team Rain sitting in a very comfortable spot right now, opting to go on an Eco. They do need to be careful and conserve their cash. Don't want to waste it here and get in a situation where Crossfire can close the gap. Faultless playing once again very cheekily with that shotgun.
Oh, Myla, in this position, if it grants any kills to him, I mean, props. Normally it gets pre-fired or just like wallbang, but we'll see how it goes this time. Faultless is doing a good job for diverting attention. Like, they're probably just gonna push him, and maybe Mylan's actually able to get one. No, Twirl, once again, Twirl really showing up in the late game here. He's gotten 6 kills in 2 rounds so far, and the round isn't even over yet. But yeah, this is not really a buy round from Rain, so you'd expect Crossfire to win this one. And once again, like, Rain definitely don't want Crossfire to you know, kind of start closing the gap here. So they just kind of take the more careful approach here. That's a nice frag on head there.
You can't let that come in like that. 2v4 now. Obviously, like you said, this is a round you expect Crossfire to win. Rain isn't going to try to defuse this, but do they play for more picks? It looks like Vinley is just going to save that AUG and move all the way back into Breach Spawn, try to pick somebody up as they leave the site, and that's really what they want to do right now. Wives might be able to find a play here. Xe about to come around the corner. He's going to meet the shotgun. There's a whole lot of damage to him. He's finally able to drop him. This is a round loss coming in for Team Rain. But they played very well there. Doing a lot of damage to Crossfire's economy, even though they did win and they were able to get that bomb planted. A lot of damage done. And Vinley able to save that AUG coming into the next round as well.
I mean, I do relate to that because, like, it's a round where Rain, they have 2 weapons, like 2 actual weapons, and it still ends in a 1v2. That just means, like, when they have 5 weapons on their side, like, it's just going to be so hard for Crossfire to, you know, continuously win them 7 rounds in a row, pretty much. So, Rain on match point, 7 chances to close. Crossfire, well, they have to do a lot more than we saw in the beginning, but, you know, so far, if Twirl is at least able to get these openings like he did in the previous 2 rounds, they might have a chance, or at least a sliver of hope for a while.
Yeah, it's definitely been helping his team out when he's coming up with those opening picks. They need that to happen again in round number 19. Again, Team Rain is at match point. They only need 1 more round to go ahead and push them over that finish line. Crossfire knows it. Maybe that's what got Twirl so motivated here. He's come alive in the last few rounds. What is it, 6 or 7 he's picked up in the last 2? Hakeem is going to open it up, finding line. Vinley in a difficult spot, isn't able to pick up that sniper kill. Wives, big kill there for him. He's going to pick up Gons. He is not on it that round. Now it's a 4 versus 4 here. Bomb is just kind of hanging down mid. And I believe it's going to make that rotation over here towards A now, where Vinley is going to be waiting for them with that sniper rifle.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they push together, he might get overwhelmed. Sniper is, you know, a one-shot weapon, but Symboli on the other side of the map does catch Twirl, so no entry frags for him, and Faultless, once again, right when you need him, he comes in clutch. Reeks goes down as well, so suddenly the script has flipped completely from a 4v3 to a 2v3, and Venley, he's coming in with that EURASIA, and it seems like the gun duel might be isolated here, so is this the end of it all? They're not getting checked, they're not checking their back. Faultless is able to get the frag without even Venley, and Xe now left in 1v2 clutch is able to get 2, but Venley, there you go. The backstab, Rain's superior, nobody expected him there, and that's Raynar 13, closing in the first map, 13-6. Great performances by Twirl, Hakim, also Wives and Venley, but yeah, Rain, they just looked so much better on Plaza.
100%. Vinley as well with his clutch positioning throughout map number 1 there really paid off for his team, able to pick up that final kill there on Xe, giving his team the W on map 1, Plaza. Congratulations to Team Rain, now leading 1-0 here in this best of 5 matchup. All right, folks. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say, with all that being said, we're going to hand it over to A-Master and Manthus once again for a quick recap, and we'll head on into a break time. We will see you with map number 2 shortly.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much. That was an intense match, honestly. I mean, they unfortunately, Crossfire did not get as many rounds as potentially possible, but walking into it with a 0% win rate and Rain having 29 maps played, which I believe there was a 55% was what it was for their win rates. I mean, more than half the time they win, but then you're going against somebody who has 0 wins. We kind of had to somewhat expect. So again, we got to give them a little congratulations for getting 6 points on the board. I mean, the ping difference wasn't too crazy, and I mean, it still was a bit of a difference, seeing as that was Rain's pick with Rain's servers. But it really, I think it came down to just better aiming from the side of Rain. They were just so snappy. Like they would pop the corner and death would happen. And it just really comes down to just that better gameplay, I think.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was Rain's, they have the better stats. And then also the fact that it's on their own server. It's just, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, I feel like they were just kind of destined to win that map 1. I mean, again, Crossfire still are not out for the count. It's a best of 5, so they have plenty of time to try and make a comeback in this best of 5. Maybe get a bit of reverse sweep action. You never know. But ultimately, anything could happen. This is a best of 5 with some cross-region gameplay happening, so it's way too early to count them out. I will say that map probably was a little bit closer than I had anticipated, so Crossfire definitely putting up a fight coming into this best of 5.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that Plaza itself is picked at least a bit more than Grounded, it's definitely one of the more favored ones. Again, that kind of gave a bit of a disadvantage for Crossfire, just based on they just can't seem to move forward with it and take the win on Plaza. So again, congratulations for Rain taking this first map. We do have plenty more left to go, and but unfortunately we got to get the players into the next set of matches, into the server, make sure their knives are sharpened and ready to go for the next knife round. So guys, we'll be back after this short break for some absolute more banging matches ready for you guys.
Against Eco, this could be another blowout, should be an easily 1 round. Evil Vision may play slowly just in case there's an FP6 hiding around a corner somewhere.
Definitely should take that into consideration here. Spread out. Oh man. Heroes and Metal Monster getting killed respectively. Strix is able to find 1. And it's looking like A is going to be the side of choice here. These players slowly begin to move up. They got to be careful because that time can run out. One of the rounds Blackout X has is only because the time ran out, and Evil Vision was able to plant the bomb. They don't want to be in that situation once again. They're there. They're committing here to the safe side. They're battling back and forth. KZ1 trying to stay alive, and he's just going to hide away from these players. Come out, fired multiple shots, but it doesn't matter because he's going to pop his top and put him down. Slimy also are the Hounds of Rafa, and Keeps can't do anything. He was not playing for Keeps. Rafa doubles up the AK. Evil Vision deciding, okay, we're doing the same thing too much and they haven't caught on, so we better change it up here. Oh my gosh, Kialbi eliminates Keeps. He was just a little too mobile on that Scar, but he did a lot of damage and allows his teammate Mafia and KZ to get killed respectively here. And it should be all she wrote here for Evil Vision, unless Rico Lee is able to come up with, I think, the best clutch I will have seen in a while. Oh my gosh. Look at Heroes coming from the backside. Slowney. Great teamwork right there. They hit him at the exact same time. A quick trade coming in, and Metal Monster winning that fight and be long. It's a 2 versus 3 now. There's a Deagle on site. They got to be careful of that. It's in the hands of Mafia. He's over here on the left-hand side. Mafia trying to make it work. Actually, I think he switched it out. It's not Mafia, it's KZ1 who's got the deagle in hand. I got confused. Here comes the dualies. Metal Monster trying to make it work. Can he bite him with his teeth? But no, he's gonna get knifed. KZ1 clutching it up for...
Keeps plants. Metalmon by himself. Even the scariest player in the game with the deagle and no armor is gonna have a hard time in this 1 versus 3. Grabs an insane hedge.
Should be getting a look at his perspective right now. Keeps moving back here towards the rear, and there's gonna be one more player waiting on the bombs out here. It's KZ1. Hero's about to pop the corner. He sees the bomb on the ground. He knows there's probably a player there. Oh my gosh, how did he win that? This is what I mean by the individual gun skill for Evil Vision. They work together phenomenally well as a team, but you can put them in this situation. Was a 1v4 for him? He might get this. What? No!
That's just how good.
Get down. Calby gonna go ahead and rotate up here towards blue apartment, and I don't think Keeps will be expecting this. You can see he's moving over here back towards his left, watching those coalition stairs. Calby, though, not expecting to be in the corner. He has given away his position. And once again, somehow he wins that. Calby.
Yeah. Evil Vision just on the gunfights. Just winning all their 1 versus 1s. Every 1 versus 1.
4v4 now here on the body count board. They're working their way around here towards this B site, and they better be careful as they approach. It's Enrico Lee by his red truck. He sees a player coming out of there. He lands a headshot like it's nothing. Fraggerty coming in, do a little bit of damage, but somehow he's still alive. Keeps his finally going to eliminate him. It's Calby down here watching. Those are a couple players up there. His teammate was able to give him that valuable information. Calby positioned perfectly. Teammate working here. Heroes. He's going to find the players dropping down. He's trying to stay alive. Somehow Evil Vision is able to keep it. Cash invested into some M4s here. Try to go ahead and extend that lead even further. Blackout X needs an upset. They need to throw a wrench into this Evil Vision. You don't want them to start going and really pumping on all cylinders just yet. You need to do something. Winning a difficult eco round, oh my gosh. It's going to be way more difficult for it to win it now, as there's already 2 players down. Metal Monster doubles up with the M4, and it's all up to KZ over and over and over again. And Evil Vision just loves it. They just got to keep doing same thing, sitting and waiting, and they just fall right into their hands. You want to see like a fast A push on the side of Blackout X. Look at this. Enrico Lee finds 2, trying to go for the third. Still's got plenty of ammo left to pick that third up. He's trying to chase. His teammate Metal Monster is going to take that 3K away from him. The minute left here on the clock, only 2 players alive from the Blackout X side, and they know where they're at. They've read this perfectly. They know they're going to be coming around here.
Blackout X.
Thought they were going to rush B, but now they've just slowed down once again, sit towards mid. They keep allowing this to happen. They all sit towards mid. They get softened up with the frag grenades that Evil Vision throws out, and then it's just picks left and right. Maybe they're getting a little more aggressive here. They're moving here towards the A site. Mafia in a difficult spot. Metal Monster gonna put it on the ground. Double it up with the SG in his hand. Trying to go for the 3K. He's putting down Keeps. It's cool with the 2K in between.
He needed that kill. Doesn't get it. Metalmon by himself and surrounded. They know his position and he's blind. But he may be able to find 1v1s here. There he takes Slowney. Oh my gosh. Metalmon. Mafia goes down. And in the 1 versus 1 clutch, Strix doesn't have the bomb yet. And he no longer knows where Metalmon is. Alright, bomb retrieved. Does he tap it? He finds the kill. Smoke. Rafa's very, very ready. That's just Henry. Oh, he takes out Enrico Lee, who was prepared. It's traded immediately, but that 4 versus 4 should favor the breach side. Metalmon's 2 pushing a smoke. Killed immediately by Mafia. And this round may be falling apart for Evil Vision. Cool 7 with great positioning. Grabs 2. A triple.
Clowney coming in, punishing those last 2 players on site.
Strix also challenging the lurk.
Man. Just no matter what they can do, they just can't put anything together on the side of Blackout X.
He keeps finds himself a rifle.
He can double up with it. Oh, trying so much he just can't control the recoil. They're running away. They want that bomb to be planted. I love how Evil Vision does it. They totally leave that last player alone. They plant the bomb. block Mir's vision just a little bit. I am noticing player number 3 here, Vape, working around Tree Hallway, going for the backstab here. He might have an angle on these players. He's going to pick up one, finds a double kill on Wafter, grabbing a headshot down on him. Here, Scott waiting for them, tries to get a 2K of his own, but after able to Troop is going to stomp on his head, and they're moving here quickly towards his bomb site, but Zeno is here waiting for them. 2 players up live here. It's Capo and Troop left alive. Just a little bit of armor there for Capo. Nothing on the side of Troop. Probably 2-shot though. Capo in a perfect spot waiting for Vape. That Cloud, man.
Down his seams. Raptor just barely able to plant there, but it is a 4 versus 5, and there's no utility on the side of mobility. Meanwhile, Xenoside has quite a bit to help them out with their retake. Capo's going to get naded out in that corner, and he's going to peek out, getting a little bit of chip damage, but not really finding too much value. But Raptor doubling up that, tripling up, huge value. Troop with another one. Somehow mobility have turned it around in their favor. I thought for sure this is going to be Xenoside's retake, and that's a huge play by Raptor. He's going to quadruple up this round. Wow, he really came alive in that round. Venho, you got to know, where do you go from here? I mean, do you choose to go A or B? Now, I think A would preferably work better for them if they can spot out Mir. Yeah, Ox tries to challenge Josh, but he's locking down the vents right now. And I don't think mobility are going to be able to take this if they go B. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Waptor can just catch Josh completely off guard. He's too focused on B side. If he could just walk through the smoke and maybe just spot him out, that could be a huge pick potentially. Yeah, Capo's going to get one there. But yeah, Raptor with the vent flank there. But Scott is flanking from Fan, and he's able to drop one and did the double at the end.
Of course, you want to try to prevent that.
Oh, man. The first picks are coming out in favor of Xenoside though, and this broken buy, it might not work out for mobility. Like, and we see them turn it around in the past, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to do it here. Clone still locking down these events. He's been able to get a couple picks here so far, you know, not really like a force to just count out. Oh man. And yeah, these mobility plays, they're just getting sandwiched. I mean, they're stuck towards Van Hall, and Clone with a double up there, double headshot on those players. Now Capo's running inside, but he can't even find that flash player.
Maybe looking around if we find a 1-tap here.
The revolver is definitely an interesting choice, especially for Bureau. Like, the revolver is only good for long range encounters, and the fact that you're running that on Bureau, it's like, why? I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just a revolver god. Maybe he'll prove me wrong with the potential value, but Loose tripling up and just deleting those players. That's going to be a nice play. Oh. Scott peeked into the... Was that a triple peek? There's 3 players in hole right now. They were ready for him. But now the bomb has been planted, and mobility have to deal with a retake here. So this, even though they have the man advantage, Xenoside should be able to defend, but Vape gets a bit aggressive there. Capo finding one as well. Everyone is dropping on the side of Xenoside. Mir, the last one alive towards Sandwich. He's gonna be... Oh my god, Alus is gonna headshot him, take his head off. A clean retake by mobility. I mean, I was just saying, Xenoside, you got the advantage. And it's like that random value that you can find just like through those headshots, knowing where to spam the smoke, or being able to take advantage of your economy situation. It's just like, it can have a big effect in the long run. And now Raptor getting a bit too aggressive. I think that was, he kind of just peeked off nothing. I don't know if I would have done that, but Raptor giving up the pick, but Capo is going to bring it.
Welcome to Zoovi, a new and exciting social media platform for gamers to share their clips. Whether that be 200 IQ plays or an epic fail, Zoovi is the place to share your moments. The upload process will help those who don't have time to stream or edit YouTube videos. With console, PC, and mobile integration, you can quickly select and edit your clip before posting. There are so many gamers who are incredibly talented and deserve to play professionally, but they never get noticed. Zoovi will bring the underrated talent the attention that they deserve. Thank you for checking out Zoovi. Find out more at zoovi.com, and don't forget to join our Discord community and follow us on social media. Links in the description. We can't wait to see you around this platform.
Here at G Fuel, we're committed to providing our customers with cutting-edge energy drink technology. That's why we've partnered with VOD International to develop a super energizing, zero-sugar formula inspired by compounds. VOD International and G Fuel,
Helping to make you super.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Soon to be into map number 2. It's going to be exciting. We got to see a 13-6 on the first one. Not terribly surprising, because, I mean, it was kind of slated for rain. You know, Crossfire hasn't exactly won a map at all on it. But before we get too into that, we got to let you guys know about our beautiful sponsors to help make this tournament what it is today.
And again, our first sponsor here, we have G Fuel. Again, you can see on screen, if you use the code Esports Mobile, you can get 20% off any G Fuel product at gfuel.com. Again, there are a lot of amazing things, the tubs, the shakers, all the merch, whatever you want to get, anything on that website works. You can see some of these featured items here that they have. If you use that code Esports Mobile, you can get 20% off any of these select items. Again, that's going to be code Esports Mobile if you want any of these amazing flavors or just any of the other merch, the shakers, whatever you want. Code Esports Mobile will get you 20% off at checkout.
And we've also got another beautiful sponsor, REDMAGIC, giving away a 7S Pro. Check social medias to go to the link or in the description to get to that link to be entered in to win. This is an absolute monster phone. This thing has 120 frames per second refresh rate. It has up to 18 gigs of RAM. You can get a 16 and 12 gigabyte version. The display itself, 600 nits for people who love those specs. And it also has Gorilla Glass on it, Gorilla Glass 5. And one of my biggest things for it is it has Wi-Fi 6E capabilities. So if you guys have that high-speed, good internet, this thing can absolutely take advantage of that, keep you with that good ping, and keep you in the game, along with that capabilities of cooling with that built-in, real built-in fan that can do up to 20,000 RPM turbo to prevent the overheating with the vapor chamber cooler that it has. And lastly, it also has up to a 130 watt power. That means you can get to 50% in 5 minutes on that. And also there's a 60 watt variant as well, 65 watts. So again, that thing will be charging lightning fast. So guys, make sure you're in that to be able to get your entries for that. And then of course, what are you going to do after you get this beautiful phone and get all these kills and clips? You're going to post those over on Zoovi, because you're going to be doing fantastic with all of that frame rate and all that capability to have that buttery smooth. And people on Zoovi in the community will love to see those buttery smooth 120 frames clips you got for them. That again, you can post over there on Zoovi, get involved, get your stuff liked and engaged with everybody. And it doesn't matter if it's just mobile, they can do everything from consoles to PC and mobile. So anything that you do is able to be done over there on Zoovi.
Yeah, no, I tell you what, if you're a Critical Ops fan, you want to look for some clips to post on Zoovi. I think the best way you can do that is by competing in the Sniper Showdown tournament, which is coming in December of 2022. It's going to be after Worlds. Now, if you want to find out more information about the format and when you can start and sign up and stuff like that, you can go ahead and take a look on the mobile esports web app in the tournaments category. There's some information about that Sniper Showdown if you want to find out more. But just to let you all know, we do have a nice little, tournament that's upcoming Sniper Showdown in December of 2022, so it should be a very fun tournament. And again, open to everyone. Anyone can sign up. You don't have to be a competitive player. So a nice way for y'all to get a chance at, potentially competing for some amazing prizes.
Yeah, there's some absolutely beautiful sponsors. And so, guys, please check them out. All the things will be down in the description for you guys to go check it out, get involved, and get entered in to win that beautiful phone. Lastly, if you guys want to pick it up, you can still get it for under $800. They have a bundle that you can get with an extra beefy cooler. So go ahead and check them out. And if you would like to get it, it's definitely cheaper than an iPad Pro. Not a bigger screen, but it's definitely possible. But let's go ahead and give a little bit more details about these teams, kind of where they're placed. And I think it's really interesting to note with this global leaderboard. Crossfire is all the way at the bottom, but again, they're in the finals. Again, no one expected, based on their points, to even be close here. But yet their rank is 16. We had to add an extra slot down there because it goes all the way to 10, then 16 for them to be able to be shown because of how unlikely they were supposed to do.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to remember, we're in the conference runners right now. We had a total of 16 teams move over the preliminaries. They were literally, the bottom of the bottom when it comes to stats. And again, they've still been doing good so far. I know they didn't take that first map that we just saw, but I mean, overall, Crossfire have not been expected to make it this far. So I think they're definitely not out for the count just quite yet. I do also believe we're going to have a couple of replays here, so we can go ahead and look at some of the stuff that just happened on this tournament in this previous map, and maybe go ahead and see, what was happening between Crossfire and Rain, and what happened in this map number 1.
Yeah, and one of the things to note, I mean, we see Vinley there with that sniper. He did phenomenal at the beginning, and I believe that was the round he then just first pulled it out. And again, kind of weird to see that so early, but also being in the hands of Vinley, that is just a huge thing. I mean, he's able to do so much with it, and he really held on to it for quite a while. But overall, as we moved through the rounds, it just kind of got worse for Crossfire. Again, nothing against them, but definitely I think something that they should make a good point as a team to do would be to, in the future, practice more on Plaza, because that's really, really what hurt them. I mean, there's still a best of 5. There's still plenty more to do. But overall, I think this is definitely their weakest link. And hopefully they address that in the future. And depending on how this match goes, either moving forward or if we see them again, depending on how it goes, that they can kind of remedy that.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of interesting, because you do got to keep in mind that they didn't get to play on their own server, right? I mean, again, the ping difference wasn't as bad as we probably thought it would be. We did get to look at the scoreboard a couple times. I think the highest ping was like 120 or something, which is not bad compared to some of these other cross-region matches we will be seeing where, you might see like 200 ping or something like that between the various servers. So again, the server difference wasn't terrible, but still, at the end of the day, Crossfire, they kind of had the best setup. I mean, coming into the knife round, they won the knife, even though they weren't on their own server. That's already super uncommon. They were able to start on the coalition side. They didn't have the best half, okay? I mean, yeah, I'll give it to them. They won the pistol round, and they were able to make it 2-0, but they were only able to pick up 2 more rounds. You would have thought they could have picked up a couple more, maybe. The fact that they were down 8-4 going to the flip didn't really help them out. Now, they did get a couple rounds on the breach side. I thought it was going to be 13-4. That's how it was looking like, and then they managed to make it 13-6. They pulled a couple rounds. So yeah, it was 11-4 at this point. I think it went to... Yeah, I think at this point it went to 12-4. And then after that, they were able to make it 12-6. So those rounds could come in and have a huge impact later on in this tournament. Because again, the round balance is overall from all the maps. So the fact that they were able to, close the gap just a little bit could help them pick their own server later on if this does go to a map number 5.
Yeah, definitely. Because again, you don't want to be in a situation where you're, sitting at a 13-2, and that is a lot of rounds to lose. It really, really is. And so the fact they're able to at least get a solid half on it, if it comes down to it, if they can do something similar to that at least just once to even the playing field, I think that'll be great for them to be able to do, and that'll be to where it can hopefully take away from that advantage that Rain has just kind of got with, because that is not a small number, but it's definitely very doable for them to also replicate.
Yeah, definitely doable. Again, we're going to be getting over to this map number shortly, but we do have an interview with one of the players here for you guys. It's going to be with Aaron from Crossfire, so we'll see y'all after this interview.
Alright, welcome everyone to the Team Crossfire interview. Today I'm here with Aaron. He's the manager of Team Crossfire. How are you doing today, Aaron?
Hello, Twist. Thank you for the invitation. I'm doing really good. How about you?
Yeah, same man, same. I asked you to come here today to take your time to answer some questions for the interview because I feel like Team Crossfire isn't really like a household name in the Critical Ops scene yet you guys somehow managed to climb the ranks and climb the ladder and actually battle against Rain, which is one of the best European teams in the Eurasia finals today. So that is definitely a huge achievement, but I feel like for me and also for the viewers at home, we want to know more about Crossfire because it seems like you guys just have risen so suddenly. So why don't you tell us like more about your team? Like how did you get there?
For sure. So hello, we are Crossfire. To those who don't know us, we launched this team in August. At first, we didn't quite perform well, but we kept practicing very hard, and now we are doing quite well, as you can see.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you are literally at the Eurasia finals. That's something that rarely any team is able to do. But I just want to touch a bit more on the fact that you guys are like huge underdogs, like huge. So, what do you think led you guys to the top so quickly? Like, why are you guys able to get to the Eurasia finals in what seems like less than a year? And then there are some teams that are very well known, maybe, but they haven't really been able to crack the code for 2-3 years. What do you think is like your X factor?
Yeah, we definitely are the underdogs, but since we all have the same nationality, we are Turkish, and it makes communicating a lot easier. And to be honest, we have played together for a very long time. And yeah, a couple months ago, we decided to form the team, and as you can see, it's working out perfectly now.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. You guys are at the finals. There was something interesting you said. You guys are Turkish, right? But you're playing from the Asian side. You're playing against Rain, who's a European team at the Eurasia finals. So you're kind of representing the Asian side. Can you tell me, like, how did that happen? How did like five Turkish guys end up in Asia?
Yeah, so actually, we couldn't qualify for the European World Championship, so we just got the chance to play in the Asian side, and it's working out. And yeah, thanks to Ajak who gave us that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean that's quite interesting. I think that's the first in kind of Critical Ops tournaments, but it seems to be working out for you guys, so that's great. Talking more about today's match, like you guys are going to play Rain. That is definitely a team that you cannot look down on. Like they will do their best in any circumstance. But how do you guys prepare for like such a competitive battle today?
We actually have a regular preparing, so we don't really change our preparings a lot. Even if we do have an upcoming tourney, then we just play a bit more often than usual, practice the maps that that we know that we are going to play in the tourney, and yeah, we just try to analyze our mistakes, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So when you practice, do you focus more on like team play or individual skill? Because I kind of want to ask this thing, like how much of a role do you think luck has in Critical Ops Esports? Like in my opinion, there's like three big pillars. There's luck, there's individual skill, and also team play. Which one do you think is the most important? Which one do you think changes the most games? And yeah, just your thoughts on that.
I believe that luck has a big role on Critical Ops, as we saw from the Rain's latest match, I think, against Hammers, when Faultless jumped and one-tapped the guy on site and got clutch. Like, if you continue to keep getting rounds like this, then I'm willing to say that luck has definitely a huge impact in the game. Individual skill is also important, but not that important. And of course, team play and the chemistry is the most important thing in Critical Ops.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like individual skill might win rounds, but when it comes to actually winning games, like you have to have good team play. When I used to be like a manager for a team, or leader, I should say, I always wanted like the guys that actually have team play and have chemistry, because in my opinion, it's better to have like five guys that maybe are not as good individually, but they have the chemistry, rather than like five individual stars that just can't play together. You would probably agree to that, right?
Yeah, I would definitely agree to that.
Yeah, that I mean, it just comes to show that Critical Ops is a team game, and it's definitely one of the bigger aspects that you actually can control. Because sure, as you said, like luck does play a role, but can you control luck? No, you really can't. So maybe for the upcoming teams out there, definitely focus on team play. That in our opinion at least, is the most important one. All right, Aaron, I don't want to hold up you here for too long. Final question, how do you expect this match to end? Like, do we go to the best of 5? Do we go to the distance, the 5 maps? Do we go 3 maps? What's your take on this?
I believe that the match is going to be really, really interesting and intense, but I truly hope that we can crush our opponents and win the match. I truly hope and believe that we will see the 5th map as well.
All right, so you think it's gonna go 5 maps, or you think it's possible for Crossfire to take it in like 3 or 4, perhaps?
We definitely have a chance to take the win in the 3 or 4 maps, but it's most likely going to be to the 5th map as well. Yeah.
All right. Anything you want to say about the maps? Like what maps you'll try to choose, what maps you'll try to ban, or is that kind of secret?
I think it's secret at the moment.
All right, I won't pressure that one too much. All right, Aaron. Yeah, thanks for the interview. I think we gained, at least I gained, some interesting insights into Team Crossfire as a team. I wish you the best of luck today against Rain. It's definitely a very tough opponent. So hopefully you guys have done your homework, which, well, it sounds like you have. And yeah, see you at the finals.
Thank you, Twist. See you.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Twist, for sitting down, chatting with him, and getting the inner workings of kind of how Crossfire made their way here. That which is, again, honestly great to learn. Able to, and that's honestly pretty smart of them to really kind of gauge. They probably wouldn't qualify in the EU, so they decided to turn around and be like, hey, we are close enough. We can enter into another region and make our way in. In which case, that explains the difference as far as the pings, where it's not that bad because they're kind of in that in between area. So again, for them, that's great. And again, knowing the inner workings of the team, so knowing that they're aiming on the teamwork and being able to that they have good history, I think is huge.
Yeah, and I mean, coming into map number 2, it is going to be on the server for Crossfire, right? That is another thing that could potentially help them out. We also saw the snipers being pulled out a little bit in that first map. We already saw it was Venely on the side of Rain. I can't remember who the player was on the side of Crossfire, but definitely I think we'll see it a lot more on Grounded and also on Canals when we go into map 3. There's gonna be a lot more sniper gameplay happening when we come into these next couple of maps as we head into the longer range gunfights.
Absolutely, yeah. Grounded's going to be perfect for that. There's going to be able to have plenty of opportunity to use that. And hopefully there's some combatants when it comes to that, when it comes to using the SCAR. We haven't seen it really used that much, and I was kind of hoping Crossfire would use it a bit more, but we did see it a little bit in Plaza, but just it wasn't utilized, I guess, as well as it probably could. So I think that would be a great option for them to really combat that. But, well, we got to find out. We got to roll into the match. And, of course, we have our lovely casters, their beautiful faces back above us. Welcome back, guys.
It is good to be back. Map number 2, almost ready to hop on into, which, again, as you've already mentioned, will be on Grounded. Excited to see how this goes. I think we're almost ready for the knife round.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
It's coming in
For
soon.
sure.
These guys, they're sharpening. They're ready. They're getting into it. I think it's going to be an absolute good map now that we're actually getting into some matches that, Crossfire should be able to do.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, now we're moving on to the more interesting stuff, I'd say, because again, on Plaza, the stats, they don't lie, but you look at them and most of the time they're pretty true. But when we actually move on to these next maps, I feel like there's a huge potential for Crossfire to get at least one of them. And it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, if they're able to get this map, then that would really set them up for very good, future. But the map is going to be Grounded. We're getting into the knife round. Let's see how that one goes.
Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, here we are. We have landed on Grounded. A knife round is just about to start here. Crossfire did win the knife round at map number 1. We'll see if that streak continues as they come on in here to map 2. Twist, your Crossfire, let's say you win the knife round here. Which side do you pick? Do you go with Coalition or do you go with Breach?
I think I would go with Coalition. I don't want to take any chances here. I just want to pick the easier side to start on, so at least I have maybe a mental boost on that side switch. The question is, will they win the knife round? And it seems like, ooh, they do. So, you know, one thing they have practiced their knife rounds. We'll see if their kind of opinion of which side they should pick is similar to mine. But yeah, I feel like sometimes it's useful to pick the breach side, but it's only to maybe play with your opponent's mind, or if you're really, really confident. And I feel like picking the Coalition side is just so much more safe, so much easier. So yeah, we'll see which one they actually start on.
Yeah, especially on this map. All right, and here we are again. You know, you were saying you'd probably try to pick the Coalition side, which I think is a good decision. We'll see if they do decide to make that, as this is one of the most Coalition-sided maps in the game. Don't you think? I mean, it can get super lopsided so quick here in this map of Grounded.
Yeah, I do agree that's a pretty fair assessment. I do feel like over the years, Breach side has been growing in terms of what you can do, and it has been maybe switching more to a more equal playing ground, but it still is a Coalition-sided map. But, you know, every year we see on the Breach side the most improvements, I'd say. The most lineups, the most kind of ways how to open up sites come from the Breach side. So I'd say Crossfire have a decent chance, especially with this being their map pick, and especially with it being on Turkish servers, which are their home servers. There is a chance, but getting the pistol round would definitely help here. Oh, and my line, he just doesn't spot that one. So the A-mid player stays alive, and the bomb actually does go down. So we're looking at a 4v5, 4v3 retake now. Oh, Hakim, he's going big here. This is everything for Crossfire. Faultless and Myline are able to push back 2 of these kills, but still Crossfire in a very good position to close it out. They just have to run down the clock. That's all they have to do, but Faultless moves in with 1, and Venly with another one on Merrily. That's a new player we see. We did not see Merrily on the first map. So that's interesting to see. Let's see how that one will work for them.
Yeah, bringing in a player you didn't have warmed up in map number 1. Sometimes that's a good decision to do. Sometimes when you're bringing in a cold player, it's kind of a wild card. We'll say that pays off for Crossfire. Not able to win round number 1 here, but able to get the bomb planted, which will give them a little bit of extra cash moving into round number 2. But they're going to opt just to play it safe and go for the eco round coming into round number 2. So this should be a quick round by Team Rain, unless Crossfire is able to do something truly phenomenal. Line getting really aggressive here, and he's decided to back off just a little bit. He's gonna land a couple shots and back on off. There's Venly. Oh, and it is a sea of blue right now. Twirl able to make a little bit of noise, but just a little. Team Rain has taken round number 2 without too many difficulties, and now we're into round number 3. This will be the first rifle buy for Crossfire.
Yeah, seems like the everything has switched, because on Plaza, you know, Crossfire took the first 2 rounds, so here, Rain are taking the first 2 ones. Let's see if Crossfire are actually able to get 4 in a row now, because that's exactly what Rain did on Plaza, and I mean, that would set Crossfire up really, really well on this Breach side. Granted, it's going to be really hard, because again, even with all the recent adjustments and, you know, improvements to Grounded, it's still a very Coalition-sided map, so, you know, on the side switch, getting 4 or 5 for Crossfire would be great. But the first real ref round, let's see what Crossfire has prepared. Seems like Faultless has prepared something else. Godsonitis goes down. Now finally the push comes in. Twirl, the entry fragger on Plaza, but it's going to be Hakim, the other star that was playing very well on Plaza, taking down Wives. So now back to equal playing field here.
Like I said, even here on the body count board, about 1:10 left. It is going to be important for Crossfire to at least put 4 points on the board, because you don't want to go into the flip down 10-2 or 9-3 on this map. Yes, you will have that Coalition side, but with that big of a difference, it's just always harder to bring it back. Right now, Hakim low on HP, basically on a 3.5 versus 4 right now. Team Rain has this locked down. Bomb looks like it wants to move over here towards A. Line getting a little bit of tag through the wall there. Trying to go once again, and they do realize where these players are at, and you should see that rotation coming in from these remaining players on B site. Crossfire needs to move quick. They need to get some pep here in their step. They're moving just a little bit slow, and they're going to allow Crossfire, or excuse me, they're going to allow Team Rain to go over here and rain Hellfire down on top of them. They're just moving way too slow to get into this bomb site. Here they are. All the Team Rain players are now reinforced to this A site, and it's going to be hard for them to get in here. Rex is able to find a kill there online. Now the 3 versus 3 as they try to take this site. Symboli and Faultless playing strong. Here's Twirl, the remaining player for his team Crossfire, trying to stay in this. He's brought it down to a 1 versus 2. He's only got 15 HP to his name. He doesn't see the player on his left, and there's Team Rain taking round number 3.
Pretty solid, pretty clean round. I feel like Crossfire, where they really maybe don't stand up to their potential or just don't really perform, is the mid rounds, because it seems like it's not really a problem for them to open up these rounds. Like, they get the first opening kill quite a lot of the times. We saw the same on Plaza, but it seems like in the mid round of things, where they actually try to push aside, it just all falls apart. Rain just gets 2-3 frags in a row, and suddenly it's over. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Crossfire can do. Like here, see, like Hakim, he gets a crazy opener. That's an absolutely insane shot. But now, once you actually move into the mid round, it's just hard for them to close. And well, sure, they're on Deagles here, so not much is expected of them, but it would be great to see better mid rounds coming in from them on the rifle rounds.
Italy trying to work his EURASIA angle, definitely leaving himself exposed up there, but he's been so disciplined on that trigger. He's willing to take that risk. Wise about to try to catch these players off guard. Finds one. Doesn't realize Gods is on the other side of the door, and he's going to come back and drop him with a quick refrag. Line is there looking down B long, and it's Team Rain taking another point on the board. As we move to round number 5, it's 4-0 early on, but looking good for Team Rain.
Yeah, definitely looking good. I mean, it is coalition-sided, and 2 of those rounds have kind of been off of momentum, getting the pistol, then getting the consecutive, and maybe another one of that momentum. So it's not looking that bad for Crossfire yet, but this is definitely the point where you have the rifles, you have the full utility. This is where you start getting rounds. Sure, you maybe won't gonna get like 5 in a row, but at least get 1, and Hakim, he's completely unaware of the other player towards A mid here. Might actually work out for him, but oh, he does get the frag. Wives. That was a great push, but Hakim just better. So now 4v4.
Oh, Vinley trying to go for the wall bangs. That would have been insane if he's able to come up with one. Faultless moving around here. Baggage claim. Bomb is still undecided, but it looks like it is favoring this A site. Something I'm continuing seeing from Crossfire is they're playing just a little too slowly. I don't mean just run in with your heads cut off and make a bunch of noise and do something stupid, but they're just moving a little too slowly. Just like a couple rounds ago where they had the opportunity to get that bomb planted pushed in there. There was only 1 player on the site. I believe it was Faultless. They waited for the players to go ahead and rotate from Rain until it was a 4 versus 4. They need to move a little faster on this breach side, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, they have to change something, right? Like, if they're just doing the same thing and it doesn't work, like, sure, what you suggested is a great thing that they could implement, that perhaps could switch the outcomes of these rounds, but for now, it's just a 1v3 for Reeks. His position is known. He's getting flashed. He's getting naded. Venley somehow, I think that was a wallbang as well. So, things looking absolutely beautiful on the side of Rain, and very, very gloom and doom on the side of Crossfire. I mean, they still have a chance, right? Like, they're going to be able to buy it probably until the end of this game just because of that loss bonus being so big. But, guys, you got to start getting rounds. Like, that's ultimately the only way how you win these maps.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I asked you which side you... I mean, here's the map statistics coming up here. Total 30 times played for Rain. This is one of their good maps. And 7 total for Crossfire, and it's one of their better winning maps. I'm very intrigued why they chose the breach side to start, because they won the knife round. I understand if you got put on there by default. Thimbly doubling up with the AUG, quickly traded out there. And now it's a 3 versus 3. Vinley still rocking that EURASIA. Wives moving in here, so he's a player on his left, tries to go back for the right, but he's going to get dropped. Faultless is here in a difficult spot. He's able to have the game sense and look over towards Akeem, and almost is able to drop him. Now down to Vinoli here with this sniper rifle, and he's going to get dropped as Hakim doubles up and puts the first point there on the board for his team.
Finally, Crossfire won on the board, and I feel like getting the first round is often just as hard as getting the next 3. It's just kind of that mental barrier where it's like, oh, they're getting more and more rounds, and we're still at 0, guys. But once you actually get that 1 in, I feel like it just mentally it's easier to get more. So hopefully that happens for Team Crossfire here, and I feel like their victory of this round is really back off the fact that, they won the mid round. They were able to get the opener and keep pushing, get those refrags, and actually keep on pushing, get on the side. So great stuff coming in from Crossfire. Mylan, he's just using this wallbang every single time, getting nice damage, and seems like Crossfire, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. They're just gonna attack the A side once again here.
Line moving up, has that scar in hand. I believe it's the first time we've seen it pulled out. Wise, interesting, only on the Deagle this round. Bit of a broken buy comment. Oh my gosh, Line able to find one, but not able to come up with anything else. Twirl's quickly going to eliminate and preventing any more damage being done to his team. And this is once again where I feel like Crossfire is just playing a little too slow, and it comes down to gun skill. And so far, Rain has just been superior at that. But round number 7 seems to be going in favor of them as Rex doubles up with the SG. It's Faultless, the last man alive. He's flashed. He's coming around the corner. I don't believe he... Oh, no, I think he does. No, Twirl is there. Frag grenade going out. Going to try to take him, and he's able to land the headshot on him. That was going to be very, very close. Now we're down here into this 1 versus 1. The bomb has been planted, which means the onus is on Rain to clutch up here. But it's not going to happen. Crossfire is able to take that second point on the board. Like you said, once you get that first point on the board, you kind of get rid of that mental block, that mental barrier. And it's like, okay, you know what? We can play. We can win against this Rain team here on Coalition. There's another round going to Team Crossfire there. Now only 3 rounds separate these teams as we move into round number 8.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like one player that completely bursted through that mental barrier was Reeks. He got a 3-piece in that round, and every single kill just looked so crisp, you know, like flicks, headshots, beautiful stuff coming in from Rex there, and that's definitely the reason Crossfire won that round. I do agree that they should, like, just start closing earlier. Like, it seems like they get on site or close to it, and then they kind of freeze and give Rain time to adjust their aims, adjust their positions, and ultimately get the frags. So maybe a bit more fast-paced through the mid-rounds could be the solution here. It's also interesting to know that one of the players, I believe it was Myline, was using, you know, giving Crossfire a taste of their own medicine using the scar in the previous round. But it seems like that has been removed in this one. Oh, and look at this, it's so close. Everyone is just fighting for kills. Myline finally able to get one, and Symboli looking for some shotgun frags there.
Oh, Wimes winning another gunfight there. 3 players alive on the Crossfire side of things. Another broken buy coming in from Rain, but right now seems like they have the advantage. Vinoli is able to pick up that SG from that dead player off the ground. And they're slowly working their way up here towards B. Once again, they're just taking way too long here on this breach side. And they're... Oh, wow. Hakeem double making a whole lot of noise has brought his team back in this. Only a 1 versus 2 now. He's got to watch his backstab. Symboli's going to come around the corner, and he's going to catch him off guard. That was not a place that he was expecting to see that player. Team Rain now leading by 4.
Sure, they're leading by 4, but I kind of feel like 6-2 scoreline just looks so much better than 4-0, because Crossfire has shown that they're able to put up these rounds, and again, they started on the breach side after winning the knife round, so, you know, there's a chance that they have something great prepared for collision side. I mean, there's a reason why they picked starting on the breach side, and the fact they've gotten 2, I mean, it's definitely not good on half switch. But with Hakeem, once again, he gets another revolver headshot opening. That's crazy. If they're able to keep like this and at least win this round, get the 4th, perhaps 4 rounds is pretty decent on breach side. Oh, but no way. Myline and Venley just completely shut them off. And Merrily, the new addition to the roster. We did not see him in the first game, and in this one, he's not able. Close, but no cigar. Not able to connect the shots there, and Venley finally takes him down. So, yeah, 7 rounds on the board for Rain, but, you know, still a few more rounds to go, and definitely chances for Crossfire to get up those 3-4 rounds. That would be really useful for them once they actually switch to the Coalition side.
Yeah, you definitely want to go into the flip at least with 3 points to your name. Preferably, or I mean, preferably as much as you can get, but preferably 4 if you're Team Crossfire. Because if you go into the flip and you're 10-2, that is just way too close to that magic number for Team Rain. Y is going to find Twirl, tries to double, but is merely going to drop it down on the ground, trying to go for the 2K, but Vinoli is there, and there's a lot of action going on in metal detectors right now, and he picks up that sniper kill. Trying to stay alive, fires a couple more rounds, is able to get back to the ratio, and he's going to back on up 3 players alive with the side of Crossfire, 4 up for Team Rain. This is a much needed round win coming in from Crossfire. Went eco last round, able to use some cash to buy up some good weapons this time. They need to win round number 10. Again, you don't want to go into the flip 10-2. That is going to get very, very rough. Even though you will have that coalition advantage, it's still not a situation you want to put yourself into. Rex,
yeah, definitely not. And if we look at the economy here, like Crossfire have to win this round. Oh, the armor actually gets breaking, but same back to Faultless, so he's going to rotate away. Some nade damage coming in as well. But yeah, Crossfire, look at the money, man. Like, if they lose this round, they probably have to go eco next round as well, or go for a force buy, and that's definitely not the optimal choice that they want to make here. So they're looking for any advantage they could take, but my line, that's just so crisp and clean. Oh, and Hakeem, no way, he gets a double there. That completely changes the game, because now the bomb is loose. It's going to be taken, and now Crossfire, they have 30 seconds to decide. A or B is the point of contention here.
Now only 22 to work with. They need to go ahead and make that decision. It looks like A, once again, is going to be that side of choice for them. Crossfire is definitely partial to this A side, but kind of makes you more predictable. Faultless easily finding Hakeem, and now down to this 1 versus 2. Gods does have the bomb. He's going to try to plant it. I think he's got enough time to do it, but he's not going to be able to do much more after that. A little bit of extra cash coming into Crossfire, but it's another round win going over to Team Rain. It's now 8-2, and they lead by 6.
Yeah, not the perfect round for Crossfire, but at least they got the plant. I mean, there were like 5 or 6 seconds left on the clock, so there's no reason for Rain to think that perhaps he's, faking it and not peek and be careful because, he could be faking it, maybe holding an angle, trying to pick us down, because there's only 5 seconds left. You can't really fake it, with that much time on the clock. So, yeah, good, solid cleanup from Rain there. It really could have went any way there, but I feel like that first kill in that 2v2 just decided the fate of that game. Seems like there is one player, perhaps Gods Tonight, is having some issues. No, he is back, and so is Crossfire. They're gonna go for that straight A-side rush that has worked out, 2 times so far. They just have to get on site quicker now, so Rain doesn't have enough time to rotate over. At least it seems like for me.
No, I totally agree, and it's once again, they're kind of slowing down and taking too much time, and you can see that rotation coming in, and Rain just starts picking them off one by one. Line is opening it up, and there's Symboli finding Rex, and it's 2 players already down. Twirl trying to even the body count board, even if it's on Finoli. There's a lot of action going on here, but there's still no Breach players inside of the A site. At this point, do you make that rotation back over towards B? I mean, it's kind of an obvious play here once there's no more noise going on over towards A. So you quickly see 2 players rotate over here on the side of Team Rain. Player 4 and 2 are there, Symboli and Wives, respectively. Faultless will hold that A site just in case they do decide to come back over. But that bomb has made the full rotation, and now it's moving down B long. It's taking a little too much time. And there's a big kill coming in from Faultless. They now know, and you'll see him go ahead and reinforce his teammate Wives over here on this B site. This should be a bomb plant. Oh my gosh, how did he get that?
Once again, when it's 2v2, the experience, the confidence, whatever it is, Rain just are able to get the frag. And now 1v2, Merrily's position is probably known, but let's see what this new talent, this new addition to the team is able to do, because so far hasn't done that much. And I mean, he did get the bomb plant and unfortunately not able to clutch it out. We'll see. There's still the whole coalition side for Crossfire to go. Perhaps he's really, really good at holding a particular site or an angle. That's sometimes where you actually swap out players, you just have that one player that always seems to get frags on, let's say, the B side of things or the B mid of things, and you just rotate him in when you play that map. Why would you not? So we'll see how that goes on side switch. This is the final round. Now, before the side switch, I mean, Crossfire, they have to win this one. Like, they have everything. They have all the rifles, all the money, all the utility, everything that they could desire. The only thing that they don't have is this round, so they're looking to change that.
They need this round here. 10-2. It's going to be really rough for them. Currently having the body count advantage, 1 player extra on their side. Line popping around the corner, gonna have an altercation with Rex, and Rex is gonna catch him off guard, pops his top leg soda pop, and it's now down to this 2 versus 4. Sniper rifle in the hands of Finoli. He has definitely been a pain, a thorn in Crossfire's side here, and he's got a great position as they move out here B long. Smoke come over, you should see some flash as well, which stop Finoli from having that easy, oh my gosh, how did you get that? I said the easy kill, but he's still able to come up with an incredible flick. Merrily quick to drop and prevents him from doing any more damage to his team. This bomb should be able to be planted here, and round number 12 should be going in favor of Team Crossfire unless Symboli is able to do something incredible.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to at least get one here. Symboli, I mean, on the board in terms of rounds, but yeah, Symboli. I mean, it's not over yet. It's definitely a tough situation to clutch, but he is on the side of Rain, and when you're a Rain player, you can expect to clutch those once in a while. But Hakeem, he's someone that has been playing really, really well, I'd say, especially on the first map, and on this one, he's showing up big time as well. If we could just quickly take a look at the scoreboard, perhaps, I feel like that would emphasize my point that Hakeem is really showing up. I feel like him and also Twirl are really the 2 players on Crossfire that are putting in the heavy lifting, the heavy work today. So yeah, we'll see how they're able to perform moving forward. But this is the round that Crossfire, they simply have to win. Like, they have to win this round, because otherwise, like, Rain are 3 away. They'll probably, get the anti-eco as well. Like, why would they not win? So interestingly enough, Rain are grouped up towards A, B side of things, and it seems like Crossfire, they're in the B-long area, so this is gonna be a complete meltdown. Players coming in. Faultless does spot one, merely reacts, but everyone is just peeking. Oh, two Rain players are so low there. Oh, but Reek's position is not known. He does reveal himself, get one, gets perhaps two, but Hakim on the other side gets another one. Oh, kills coming in every direction, but Faultless, the only one left alive. He's on half HP, and there you go. Hakim finishes it off. 2 kills, 18 frags on the board, 1.8 KD. That is absolutely crazy when you're down 4 to 9. And look at that. Yeah, Hakim is really showing up big time. He does not want to get eliminated. He wants Crossfire to go all the way. He wants that underdog story to be true all the way down. So he's top frag in the server here. Great stuff coming in from him. And with that round being won, Crossfire looking a bit better in terms of their potential for winning this map.
They most definitely needed to win that pistol round, and they're able to come up with it. Now having the cash advantage, they've invested over to some M4s, which means this round should go merrily in their favor. And there he is, merrily picking up 3 with the M4, trying to go for the ace, and he's able to do it.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful spray down right there from Merrily. That's what I said. I mean, maybe he has that just like holding down B-long potential, because that looked really promising.
There's that second point on the board going to the flip. The gap has now been closed down to only 4. Vinoli really quick once again pulling out that EURASIA. I'm curious to see how he utilizes this here on the breach side. Looks like Crossfire is just going to continue playing on that bonus and try to help take them into round number 16 with another round win. We'll see though. Wives has already opened it up on Twirl, putting the body count advantage in his team's favor right now. They're currently 5 to 4 here on that board.
Yeah, I mean, Crossfire, Twirl is going down, but that shouldn't be too big of a bump. Reeks is able to get another one, so now 3v4. And the fact is, they're on the collision side, right? So if you just get the positioning right, you're probably going to be able to line up perhaps even 2 players without any refrags. So seems like Rain do know that, and they have like a sixth sense that perhaps Crossfire are lining up towards A side of things, so they're gonna go towards B. And on B side of things, it's only one player, but it's Merrily. It's the player that got that absolutely beautiful lineup the round before. So this is where he has to go big once again. If he does, Rain probably has to go eco. So this is not even for this round. This is for the next 2 rounds even. So that flash is coming in at the perfect time. Denies Rain the peak, and Merrily, look at that, he's able to get the frag, and almost another one, gets some damage, and now he just has to stay alive. 2v3 situation, very likely for Crossfire to win, but you don't really want to go down here. Merrily's low, Faultless finally able to get the sniper frag there, and Hakim once again showing up big time. So now 1v2 situation, smokes are in the picture, so bomb might actually go down. Let's take a look at this 1v1 view here.
Well, I was going to go for that bomb plant. Thought he was. He's actually just going to decide to save and move on back. I'm like, he's only got a little bit of time to work with if he does decide to do that. And there's another round going in favor of Team Crossfire. Then be able to close it down to only 3. Wives able to save that EURASIA though, coming into the next round, which will help his team out a little bit. I'm assuming they'll probably just have the hero EURASIA, give it to Vinoli, and everybody rocks pistols. We'll see here. And that does seem to be the case. Vinoli opting to buy just a little bit of armor. There should be another round going in favor of Crossfire unless Team Rain is able to really surprise us here. So far, Coalition side being very good to Crossfire. They were able to hold on long enough not to give too much of a lead to Team Rain going into the flip, and they're able to bring it back within 3. I mean, this is very close. We have a game on our hands.
Yeah, most definitely. The thing is, like, Rain, they have not gotten a single round since the side switch, and I mean, if you start on a breach side and then go on collision and are able to rack up these rounds like in a quick succession, that starts to weigh down on the breach players because they were in the lead just a few minutes ago and now they're not able to connect any rounds together. So, and Rain are not like that close to winning as well. Like they need 4 rounds. Like 2 would be maybe easy. 3, 4 is actually quite hard on the breach side. Like it's not just like a walk in the park. So Crossfire, they're looking solid. They're looking solid. Again, getting this round would be absolutely amazing. And you know, truthfully, they should, because there's that hero EURASIA on AK. But, you know, that's why they call that the hero EURASIA, because it gets a nice frag there. Godsnightus is able to get down Wives, but, you know, both rifles are still in the picture. Reeks gets another one on my line. And now it's a 3v4 situation. Oh, but look at this. Ooh. Faultless. He knows there are somewhere around, but Hakim, meanwhile, getting another one. Faultless.
Man, peekaboo.
He's still not getting the frag here. There's no way he goes down. Spots him, locks it in. Almost gets another one, but Hakim just too quick there. So Faultless, very nice attempt. I mean, that was a great attempt at the play, but ultimately Crossfire able to lock it down. Now only 2 rounds separating both teams here.
Team Crossfire is looking phenomenal. A lot of cash to work with. Twirl's able to pick up that EURASIA, or actually I think he just bought that. I believe that is a buy coming in from him, not the EURASIA that Benoli had. Team Rain also able to go for a full buy after that broken buy coming in. The loss bonus coming in, as you mentioned in the previous round. Team Rain is yet to be able to put a point on the board since coming in as a flip. They were up by 6. Now they're only up by 2. And right now the momentum is in favor of Team Crossfire, and they could close that gap down to only 1 here. We'll see how it goes as we move into round number 17. The bomb is fanning out here towards the B site.
Look at that smoke, man. That's beautiful. That's a really nice smoke. Yep. I have not seen that before. You're just able to kind of spot the legs there. But yeah, I do agree. Like Rain, they have to start making some moves here, because Venly, he does have the EURASIA, but we've seen him playing good with it. But Merely, he's just so good on that B side of things. Again, gets traded out, but at least gets a frag, gets the info. Nades coming in as well. Hakim once again getting a frag. He just doesn't stop. Like, it seems like every round he gets at least 1 or 2 impact frags. So amazing performance coming in from him. And Vanley, there you go. There goes the EURASIA. Now 3v3. Now the smokes come in. Twirl, is he able to capitalize on this EURASIA angle?
That smoke is going to make it a little bit more difficult for him. Benoli looking to see if he can find somebody hopping up there. B is going to be the side of choice here. Team Rain should be moving out here. And Twirl getting a little bit of revenge there from Benoli from a couple rounds ago where he got that mean flick on over the top of that truck. Flashbang coming in, making that sniper a little bit more useless. And Faultless responds with a heavy hitting round of his own with that EURASIA. 2 versus 2. Make that a 2 versus 1 now as Hakim finds 1. The bomb over here. He knows not to plant. He knows he's got to contend these players.
Oh, no.
No way. So close and able to pick that 2K up, but he's just not able to do it. Doesn't have enough health to his name, and there it is. Team Crossfire winning another round here. They have won the last 5 rounds in a row, and they are 1 point away from tying it up.
Crossfire are looking so good, man. Like, they've won what? 5 rounds in a row now? Rain, just nothing to answer, and I mean, sure, they might be able to buy up, but it seems like Crossfire, they're just playing this so perfectly. And I mean, it shows also in the utility. Like, that smoke was so good. I have not seen that before on Grounded. So Crossfire, they definitely know their stuff on Grounded. And maybe the start on Breach was a bit slow, but it seems like they're getting momentum that Rain has just not been able to stop yet.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about coming into this. This map can be so coalition-sided, where you can have a 10-2, a 9-3 half, and then you go into the flip, and then it ends up being 13-10 or 13-9 because of how dominant this coalition side can be.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I also don't want to completely discredit Rain. I feel like Rain for a while was known as like the comeback team that's just able to thrive in any environment, and like it's definitely like not over yet. Like Crossfire, I would say like Crossfire still have to do more than Rain here. Like, even though Rain have not found a single round, again, I feel like once they find that initial one, it might go their way, you know, way quicker. But yeah, I'm definitely impressed by Crossfire nevertheless, and it seems like Rain, they're looking to open up the A side of things. It worked for Crossfire for a few rounds. Oh, Twirl! No, you can't do that, Twirl! Gets a double there! That's absolutely insane. Wives is able to refrag, but with Hakim, once again getting those nasty, important impact frags. It's only Wives left alive, and I mean, we know he's good, but now the sound has been made, 1v4, and Twirl finishes off what he started. 3 from him this round, 2 from Hakim. Again, in my opinion, the 2 players that have been playing absolutely insane in this best of 5. And that, well, that makes it an equal playing round. Who is going to be the first double digits?
With the way it's going, I gotta give the edge to Crossfire. I'm knocking on wood here. I don't want a caster's curse. Their team, the momentum, and they're just moving out here. But Gods, is he playing with just a pistol this round? That seems to be the case, which will definitely be a little bit of a disadvantage. Oh, I take that back. He looks like he's AFK, so this could go in favor of Team Rain. I don't know if we'll have a tactical pause coming in next round or not. Or what the maybe it is a tactical decision for him just to sit there with the pistol and then come back alive here in a moment. Ooh, that OG comic camo there, comic skin on the AUG. Merrily looking around to see if you can find anybody B long. I don't think Rain realizes, maybe they do. They realize the situation they're in, where Crossfire is down a man here. Nope, he's back. Gods is back. He's got the SG and he's come back alive again. Maybe it was totally a strat. I don't know. It was a risky one. Maybe it'll pay off for them here. Now in a 4 versus 4, the body count boards are even. 55 on the clock. Merrily playing it very, very quietly. If he's able to get this kill on Vanoli, this will be absolutely huge. Symbol note knows where he's going to be watching. He's going to be peeking out right there. He's able to tag him, break his armor, but not win the gunfight. Teammate Rex is going to go to quickly respond with a couple of grenades of his own, doing a little bit of damage to those players over there, but not able to drop anybody. Oh, such a big gunfight for him to win. Wives able to find Rex, and this should be a round going in favor of Team Rain. It's been a drought on their side since the flip, but it's looking like it is just about to rain for their team.
Oh, but look at that. Oh, I thought that was everything there, but Godsnitis does get taken down. Very, very aggressive, very dangerous angle. Finally gets taken down. There you go. Venly takes down Twirl. So Rain, yeah, they're first to double digits, but I mean, they lost 6 in a row in the meanwhile, so there's no way we discredit them. And look at this. Twirl, absolutely beautiful, just holding down the trigger, spamming out the bullets, getting a double, and I believe the 3rd frag as well at the end of that. But yeah, seems like Rain, they're going to take a timeout, they're going to take a tactical pause because, you know, they did lose 6 rounds in a row, as I mentioned, so perhaps just some time to kind of slow down maybe for Crossfire to, you know, start panicking, start thinking about the fact that they're winning against Rain, you know, 6 in a row. There could be many reasons, probably just to go around some strats, but yeah, again, I feel like this is a very equal playing round here. Like Rain, 1 round closer to the victory, but ultimately on the harder side to play on, and Crossfire, like, again, I feel like they've really practice this map, so we'll see how they're able to adjust to Rain, you know, getting this round and opening up that B side of things. Seems like everyone is just looking around, trying to figure out where to go in this next round.
Okay, Gods is back. I was going to say, it was interesting that everybody on his team had bought except for him. I don't know if he was quickly plugging in his device or I don't know what the what was going on there, but they're back and round number 20 is underway. Team Rain has been able to come out of the drought they have had, a little bit of liquid flowing over into their lands, but is it enough to sustain the crops and take them all the way to round number 13? We're going to see here. It is probably, I mean, I'm getting the feeling we're going to come down to the wire here. I'm thinking we might get a 13-11, 13-12. I hope that's what we get.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And also, even though Crossfire won 6 in a row, look at their money, man. They have 2.2k on all 5 of them. So if Rain is able to get this round, they most likely have to go eco. And we're looking at 12 for Rain then, you know, unless they win with pistols. So this is such an important round for Crossfire. Hakim spots one and once again gets that impact frag. But on the other side of things, Mylan gets Godsnitis. So 3v4 now, and merrily peaks a bit early. Faultless just nades him off. You can't hold the same position for too long. You're just going to get utiled off there. So 2v4 now, so important for Crossfire to win. Smokes are coming in and Hakim, he's just pushing forward. He does get one and almost a double. That could have been everything there, but now only Twirl, the other impact man left alive. Is he able to get this 1v3? That would be absolutely insane, but I do feel like there's just so much to do here. His position is not known, but someone is holding the smoke, and there you go. Venly gets the important frag on Twirl. That's 11 for Rain. Crossfire's economy completely broken, so Rain seems like they want to finish what they started earlier in the game.
Crossfire going to have to go into a bit of a recession here. We'll see what they can do with these higher interest rates on these weapons. Looks like only Hakim is going to be pulling out a MR96 here, and God's pulling out the Deagle. No armor on any of these players. I wouldn't even necessarily call this lineup a glass cannon for Team Crossfire, as there's 3 XDs there. They're just going to play for a couple kills, hopefully find 1 or 2, do a little bit of damage to Rain's economy, and then move into round number 22 and try to bring that score on back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a glass pocket cannon, but it's going to be really hard to do anything here. 1 revolver, it is on the impact player, so perhaps, you know, some headshots connecting, but Twirl, there you go, he's actually able to connect 1 with the XD45, now has to stay alive, has to get at least some damage in. Oh, he's so smooth, how is he able to get out of there? He does stay alive, gets another pop. Twirl is doing everything here, breaks the armor, almost gets a double there, but Faultless takes him down, so now 4v4 retake. 1 weapon is retrieved, that is on Hakim, but with Venly and Wives taking down frags here, it's only Reeks that are left alive, and it's, once again, 1v3, just so hard to do anything. So Rain on match point, 1 away. Crossfire, even though they had a great start to this coalition side, it seems like just all fell into shambles in like 3 or 4 rounds. So this is their last chance. They're going to have this chance for, the next 3-4 rounds. We'll see which one is able to close out first.
They got the ability to full buy. Armor coming in. Augs, all except for Gods, who's just been a little bit lower on cash. He's going to have to opt for that M4. 2 on A, 3 on B. Nice little coalition split. Bomb is favoring this B site. And oh my gosh, Merrily getting very aggressive up here by the exit to B long. He might be able to catch Faultless off guard. He's been playing on that previous side where Faultless is looking right now so much. I think he's going to be able to catch him off guard. Merrily might have the advantage here. Oh, he needed to win that gunfight, but Faultless has the better aim. Frag coming out, going to do a little bit of damage to Rex. And now the man advantage is in favor of Team Rain. Crossfire needs to keep their head on straight. This is still something they can bring back, but you're down a man already. You start doing those mental thoughts and everything. You've been kicked in the gut a couple of times here. You got to be careful not to crumble. My line picking up Twirl, and it is not looking good here for Team Crossfire. They're getting caught in the crossfire, but Rex is able to keep his head on as he finds the headshot on Faultless. It's now 2 versus 4. Line easily able to pick Gods up, and Rex, the last man alive. That bomb will easily be planted on A here. And now in a 1 versus 3 retake, this would be play of the world's tournament if Rex is able to clutch this up.
Yeah, 100%. He might actually be able to get the second one there. The nade comes in clean, but he's getting backstabbed. He is getting backstabbed. The thing is, if he gets on A side, gets the frag, he might be actually able to isolate some gun duels here, but I feel like the slower he goes, the harder it's going to be for him. 1v2, so far not able to close these 1v3s, and Wives just perfect backstab, perfect positioning there. Rain able to take the 13th. There was like a 6-round fumble for them, but ultimately, once again, showing that they are Rain, they are capable, and they do not let these rounds and these games just go. This time a bit closer. I mean, Crossfire, they're doing better, almost getting to double digits this time, but Rain, they just seem better on the 2 maps that we've seen so far. So let's hope, let's pray that they have something prepared for the next ones.
Hey, can I just point something out? Hakeem at 29 and 15. It was Gods 5 and 18, I believe that was his score. He just won almost 2 KD on his losing team side. He's the top fragger in the whole lobby. Absolutely nuts. Hakeem went off and really performed well for his team Crossfire. Unfortunately, he just didn't seem to have enough help from those players down there on the bottom of the scoreboard. I mean, if Gods had been able to step up just a little bit more, that really could have helped his team out. And again, it could be a totally different score than it is right now. Currently, Team Rain is leading 2-0 in this best of 5 series. That means they only need 1 more map to go ahead and move on into the grand finals. The pressure is on for Team Crossfire here. I hope they have a fire lit under them because they need to win the next 3 rounds in order to stay in this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just wanna mention the fact that Hakeem is playing so great as well. I feel like in the first 2 maps, like his performance is absolutely insane. Twirl, in my opinion, is the other man that perhaps could bring his team over the finish line. But ultimately, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that one goes. If we take a look at the map pool, the next one is Canals. So a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting stuff can happen there. And hey, Master Mantis, why don't you tell us what do you think about Canals?
Absolutely, yeah. This is going to be absolutely nuts with that, and I'm fully expecting that this matchup is going to be just kind of the end-all be-all, right? It's going to be where everything needs to come down to this. And unfortunately, it's going to be, and I say unfortunately because it's going to be on Canals, right? And that is just notoriously really good for Rain. And it's their pick, it's their servers, and so this is really, really, really going to be tough for Crossfire to come back on. Now, again, it is a solid map, right? It's one of the OGs in the kind of the earlier days, so they have a good chance to know what they're doing. They have that good chemistry, so it's a great opportunity for them, but it is not going to be easy.
Yeah, I mean, Canals will definitely be it'll be a fantastic map number 3. Again, I wouldn't count Crossfire out yet. I know it's not been looking too good for them, but they definitely have an uphill battle to fight going forward into this best of 5. Again, we do have Canals coming up. The scorelines were a little iffy, I guess you could say. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give it to Crossfire. I thought they were gonna bring back that grounder. They had such a good win streak, but they couldn't pull it off. And now we're coming into Canals for map number 3. Well, Crossfire is down 2-0, and it's not on their server. Now we have seen the ping hasn't been affecting them too crazily or anything. I mean, like, I think highest ping on that SE1 server for the Crossfire players is like 120 or something. So it's not as bad as what you might think. But still, coming into the fact that you're not going to have the ping advantage, you really got to try and pick up this map if you're Crossfire. Because again, they're knocked out of the tournament if they lose this map. It's over and Rain will be moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing, to kind of note, I mean, even though Merrily did really, really good, round 14 getting a 4-kill quad, and also Hakeem doing really, really good. It just seemed to be just not enough. They got those 6 rounds in a row. And really, it was looking really, really good. But something happened. Rain did that thing where they flipped the switch, and it just came down to where they were able to take those back. And unfortunately, came down to breaking their economy when Rain's sitting at 11 on the scoreboard. That is definitely not what you want to see, because being at 11 pistols, that's something you don't want to happen, because then the next round is going to be match point. Even though you have the weaponry again, that's still match point. You make a mistake, it's over. And unfortunately, that's what we saw. Again, it's going to be an uphill battle going into it. Again, this is going to be next one. It's going to be Canals. And it's just, that's going to be really difficult. Again, Rain does really, really good historically on it. And we don't have, I mean, we have some data, but again, it's really, really low. It's not even double digits for Crossfire.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And I mean,
yeah.
it's just like the stats just don't favor them. You look at Rain on the other hand, Canals, it's their most played map. I mean, I'm trying to do some quick little mental math here, but I think they've played it 32 times. Won it 22 and lost 10. So I mean, they definitely have the statistics to favor them when it comes to, who's gonna win on Canals. Rain, it's their most played map. They've won it the most amount of times on any of their maps. Crossfire on the other hand, again, I mean, I'll give it to them. They're 4-0 on the map, but you're coming up versus Rain. I don't know about that, considering just how, like how lopsided these other games have been. I shouldn't say lopsided, but just the fact that we thought at least Crossfire would put up a better fight. Now, again, I got to give them credit for their grounded performance, right? They did good. I thought it was an interesting choice for them to start on the breach side. I will say that I probably, because they did win the knife and they chose to go for that breach side. So I thought it was interesting for them to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it definitely was. And being grounded and what it's normally known for. But they gave it the best shot. And again, they were doing super good. They really were. But something just happened. Either something fell short or Rain turned it up a notch like they love to do. But overall, it is what it is. And they've got still a really good amount of rounds on the board. So they, unfortunately, this is the map that they need to take it. And Rain's ready, it seems like. So we are going to go and hop into a little bit of a break / interview. I was able to sit down with Faultless and have a good chat with him about the inner workings of the team and how they're able to really prepare and get ready for this type of event. So hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll be back here shortly. Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great time with the matches so far. I am here with Faultless from Team Rain. How are you doing today?
Hi, Master. I'm doing really great and really focused for the next match.
Great, because you guys are definitely going to need it moving forward. But first off, let's kind of drill in who you guys are as a team. Why don't you guys let everybody know kind of who you are as a team and what you guys generally stand for?
Actually, we've been focusing the team play and thinking of us as a whole team, not just a bunch of individuals. So we prefer being the safe team play and kind of more disciplined, because I think discipline is a key for success.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do agree too. I mean, you have to have that ability to stay together, communicate as a team. No, really, no matter how the match goes, you kind of be able to keep that together.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in general, with that being the case, you guys like to communicate a lot and keep things underway. How do you guys typically prepare for such competitive battles or heavy matches are going to be really hard? What do you guys typically do? And have you changed anything up for Worlds?
Actually, it's been a rough year for us, and we decreased our game time due to some in real life reasons. But for Worlds, we had to kind of start preparing again. So we spent really a lot of time analyzing our opponents, working our team play and some kind of strats, and especially we had to really work on our aim. So we spent like tons of time playing TDMs or just trying to find a better angle and stuff. That was really tough and kind of exhausting, but hard work pays off.
Yeah, I can imagine going into games, really grinding it out, and especially the aim portion. Not only finding the best areas, the best angles, but being able to be accurate is definitely got to be a bit taxing on you guys, especially moving into either online or scrims. I assume scrims are probably the better option for people closer to your skill, or do you guys prefer to go like online?
Actually, we prefer scrimming, but as we have kind of different time zone from other EU teams, we start playing a bit earlier and finish too. So sometimes we have to play a full party in ranked just to train because we have no opponents, or just we play in Asia region or North America region,
So just
and
kind of
that
anywhere you guys can go to get somebody in the lobby, whether depending on the time zones and the regions you want to go for.
yeah, we're just trying to do our best from the time we have, so we don't spend much time on nothing. Or if we just can't find an opponent, we're going to train individually. I'm just doing some strats or just watching streams to get a little better at IGLing.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I commend you and really every team that puts in the work, not only with the training, the aiming, and especially the studying, which I think gets left out a lot. Is really studying and keeping track of your opponents and everything like that. So again, my hat goes off to you guys if I wore one, because again, that's a lot of work that has to be done to know your opponent and kind of have a game plan of what's going to go on.
Yeah.
So overall, now that you guys have planned, you're here, you've played, is there anything particularly that you find that you like the most so far out of Worlds, or anything that you might want to change or anything like that?
Actually, as Worlds is one of the biggest tournaments in COPS, the attitude of the teams and the preparation went on another level. So if everyone would not that serious about some circuits or just community tournaments, but now everyone is doing really great, and some unexpected comebacks like teams from Exclusive and some others, and it's getting like better and better closer to the finals. I find every single matchup is interesting. And about the organization, the production on Worlds went literally way better. The replays, the highlights, and some other things that are making the stream even better and more exciting to watch. I guess that's tons of the job to make it look that beautiful.
Yeah, the guys behind the scenes have definitely put in a lot of work, and I'm happy to hear that you guys, more specifically the players, but and hopefully you guys watching at home are quite enjoying it as well. I mean, again, it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication for these guys to make this stuff happen. So the round of applause to us is always appreciated, because again, it's a lot of work to be done, but I think it pays off in the end. Overall, as far as your matches have gone so far, with Hammers last time, did you expect to beat Hammers, or did you guys walk into this not really knowing what was going to happen, or did you just have full confidence that you guys were going to take this last match?
Actually, Hammers was our biggest threat in Europe for sure. is the most uncomfortable opponent for us because we played together so much and we know each other too well to be unexpected to each other. So it really took us tons of a job to pull out something new. We even had to get Shasha to help me analyzing them and doing something new for the team. So we spent like 20 hours just doing something new on maps, just preparing for some stress. That was really exhausting. But I think that Hammer's matchup was one of the most interesting for the past year because not a lot of matches ending like 13-12, and it's actually competitive, not just someone winning. And it's looking too easy, so I guess we just rethought our preparation at all for Hammers, and we were pretty focused. This week was ultra active and productive for us. We were trying to get new ideas or just make us better players. And I can really thank everyone for the hard work they did. And we finally managed to pull them up. But we're actually underdogs because Hammers were considered a best EU team that is about to win Worlds. So we tried to be most focused we can and show that we're still in the game and we still can do something. We're not eliminated yet.
Yeah, I can imagine with so many players on the side of Hammers that you guys are, really so used to playing against. That's really interesting that you guys took everything back to the drawing board and completely reworked how essentially Rain has been doing their strategies for so long. But being able to do that, turn it on its head, and redo it is absolutely insane that you guys were able to do that on such a short timeline. Normally, that takes days, weeks, months for a team to kind of figure out their thing and how they do it. That is really impressive that you guys were able to do that in, again, that such short amount of time. But you did mention that typically, a team would win, and this was the closest matchup, period. But on your third map, you guys were at 9-9. And then you guys just somehow took it ahead, and Hammers was not able to get a single round. Do you recall what happened at that moment that turned that match from being so close to you guys taking it ahead?
Really, I think that's just a momentum. We were managed to win one round and just things went well for us. And the third map was so deadly because my line electricity was just cut off and he couldn't VC. I'm just telling you that last 6 or 7 rounds my line was playing without VC on a 3G, not even 4G. And
oh man,
it was really hard for us to finish the map, but it was actually too late to give up. So we tried to do our best on the last map. We understood that there is no last chance. And I just said, guys, we have to win. We have no opportunity to lose or just went for another map. That's our last chance. So actually we really started pull out something crazy. And it was grounded city side, so grounded is kinda imbalanced. And city side has like a bigger advantage than T side, so we just couldn't slide the game and throw it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was impressive to watch. Just again, something, we saw it there, something just happened and you guys just broke out. And I love hearing that it was just the sheer determination that there was nothing left. And you guys were like, all right, it's time to take the chains off, take the training wheels, and let's just do everything possible. And so I just love that you guys just focused up and went for it.
Yeah, actually, That was one of the hardest matches. And I want to thank again Sasha for helping us. He was in our VC, cheering, supporting, because sometimes when you're struggling, when you're just losing a map 12-14, giving them a comeback, it just feels so terrible and it kind of breaks your mentality. But luckily, we managed to go through it and be ready for the third map, even though we lost a second.
I mean, that's fantastic, and I have to think that that's probably due to your experience. And lastly, my last thing for you here is, which you may or may not know, but you are the single most experienced competitive person since the tracking has began. You have the single most amount of maps played competitively in the professional scene and circuit and here and worlds. Do you think, or would you say that that experience has helped prepare you to this point? And having the most amount of matches out of anyone to be able to give you that edge, or to be able to anything that you've learned to help you move forward because of all of those.
Actually, yes, I guess that helps me a lot because that just takes off my pressure. And sometimes you have to take a risk. And when it comes to things like 12-12, it's really hard to take a decision because you take the responsibility for the result and you understand you can be eliminated just because of your bad call. But whatever, if you're playing like more than 100 maps, you understand that you can't fake, you can't be unsure in your own call. So sometimes I'm just calling out something crazy and my mates are asking, are you sure? And I understand that that's the only decision I can take, and it will be right, as I think, if we just be pretty sure and confident what we're doing. And during the game, when the score is like sleeping and you have to reverse sweep, the experience, the confidence, I guess, is the key to win a map. Because if you start giving up, if you start doing something unconfident, that just losing a map, losing a game, and elimination. So yeah, I guess it helps me like pretty much.
Spoken like a true champion. And honestly, I love it. Super humble too about it. I mean, you guys have some of the most experience across the board. And not only you, plus, since you guys know so well of, some of the guys on Hammer side, there's so much experience between everyone. But again, you squeaked out ahead. You have the single most, I think, as of right now, give or take, depending on the maps, coming up playing. At least the last time I checked, it was 115 maps played since the tracking began. So again, absolutely fantastic, very professional, and you guys at home can get that type of experience too. It only takes starting, is really all it takes. You guys can be a part of Circuit. Worlds is a thing now, and so joining Circuit, it's available for everyone. And I'm sure Faultless would love to have some new challengers come to the play, come into the ring, and be able to show him something new. In which case, then he would have to combat that and have a new strategy for that. But new people and new things are always great. And Faultless, it has been an absolute pleasure sitting down to chat with you guys and getting insights to the team, especially when you guys took ahead with Hammers. It's again, that was a huge, huge thing for you guys to take that lead. But we appreciate it, and we'll be back and to the games and to the casters here shortly. Thank you guys so much for listening and sitting here with us, and we'll see you guys back here shortly.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Master, for inviting me, and thanks everyone for watching. I hope we'll show the best game, and won't let you down. See ya.
All right, we'll call that good. What a handsome gentleman sitting down with Faultless to be able to have such a good conversation It was an absolute pleasure. Like I said, it was great to get the inner workings of that and hear really how they deal with those heavy situations, and something for you guys to learn and to do. But again, to learn and do means you have to be able to be here, and to be here, it allows us to be able to have awesome sponsors to be able to make this stuff happen for you.
Yeah, and again, one of our first sponsors, they've been with us for a while. You already know about G Fuel. They have a lot of amazing products. You can see on screen right here some of these featured collections, the energy tubs, the shakers, the merch. All of this stuff is available on the website. And if you use the code Esports Mobile, you can actually get 20% off at checkout for any of these items. Again, any of the tubs, the shakers, whatever you want to get. There's a lot of amazing products from G Fuel that will get you nice and energized up if you're trying to, hop on the games, pop off, get some clips, whatever you want to do. G Fuel is the way to go. Again, 20% off with code Esports Mobile for that one.
Absolutely. And once you get amped up and all that extra energy, you can put that all into your gameplay on the REDMAGIC 7S Pro. Remember, this thing has 120 frames per second on its refresh, a 65 watt or potentially up to the 135 watt charger. So you don't have to worry about being out of the game. You got a 5 minutes to 100 to 50% charge, and or kind of half that to go into the 65. But overall, it's a beautiful phone, has a great display, super nice refresh, and you guys can see and do and have all the frames. And then once you have all those frames, again, taking those clips that you get from all that beautiful gameplay, throw those up there on Zoovi, get into the community, get a kind of exposure with it all, and have people seeing how good you do on that REDMAGIC device, or whatever device you have in general. It doesn't matter if it's your mobile device, if it's your console, it's your PC, all the clips are welcomed. They're all able to be uploaded up on Zoovi.
Yeah, Zoovi, again, a great app for uploading clips. And you know what? You might be looking for some clips to get yourself. Now, I'll tell you, here's the way that you guys can go ahead and find some nice clips. It's going to be in that Sniper Showdown tournament coming later this month. There's more information about it on the Mobile Esports web app right now if you go to the tournament section. But the Sniper Showdown will be an amazing tournament, and anyone can sign up. You don't have to be a competitive player or playing in these big tournaments. You are welcome to sign up and try and get some sniper clips if you want, whenever you want. Again, that Sniper Showdown is coming later this month in December of 2022.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute knockouts of matches. Quick scopes, 360 no scopes, maybe even see a 720 in there, hopefully. I mean, it's going to be some great stuff, and being able to see those matches, those clips are going to be insane. But what's more insane is we're coming kind of back into it. It's 0-2. And again, we're going to check out those global leaderboards again, just to kind of showcase Crossfire is still, here to play. And, as much as they're at 0 and Rain is at 2, they still qualified just barely at number 16 and still making their way in. But if you look at Rain versus Crossfire as far as their points go, it is just barely a fifth of the points. But yet they're still here. They're still here in the finals, and they have not exactly just let it walk away. I mean, don't be wrong, in the first one, it was Plaza, but historically, they've never won Plaza. And so the fact that they were still able to get to a 13-6, I think is absolutely fantastic and very commendable. And then it just came down to Grounded, 13-9. And they were doing such a great job. They got 6 rounds in a row. It was 9-3. And then they were able to just grab 6 of those rounds all the way up to get to 9. But Rain doing what they do, they were able to do that comeback. And honestly, talking with him in the interview, it actually came down to pretty much the exact same spot. When it hit to that 9 point, they did the same thing on Grounded. So, seen a little trend coming along with them. But they're able to really push it forward and be able to take the win yet again.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say, I don't know how I feel about Crossfire's decision after Win the Knife, right? Because you're coming into Grounded, it's on your server. You want to try and win this map, and more importantly, get more rounds. Now, they chose to start on the Breach side, even though they won the Knife. I think that was probably... I don't know if that was just a mistake or what, but if it was me personally, I would have gone for the Coalition side, because you could see they were doing much better on the Coalition side. I mean, they got like so many rounds in a row. They ultimately just lost at the end because they let Rain get such, an advantage in the beginning when they were on the Coalition side. But it's like, you're able to take a 3-9, turn it to a 9-9, and then ultimately they still lost. But the fact they got them many rounds on the Coalition side is just like, it could have probably started building up a lot of momentum towards Rain if they would have started out. I think they would have been better off if they had picked that coalition side for the first half. That's just my opinion, but ultimately it didn't matter because they lost the map anyways. And now they're down 2-0, so they have an uphill battle to fight coming in this tournament. Because if they lose on Canals, they're knocked out of the tournament. They're out for the count. Rain is going to be moving on to the grand finals. So it's definitely a lot on the line here for Crossfire.
I mean, and I will say your opinion, very valid. I mean, they could have started on the coalition. They could have just got those extra rounds. Because if they were doing this good on the second half, they could have just kept that. And even though they had some rough rounds, that would have been able to translate to them still being in the game before they switched. And then they could have translated to just maybe even a few more, right? And be able to get a few more on that coalition, then go into the flip. And that they did fairly good, fairly decent, right? And so that could have potentially made a victory. Again, you know, things happen. They chose what they chose, but I think that would have been a very good option for them. And being able to potentially getting more rounds, if not taking the victory.
Yeah, and again, I guess it just comes down to, you know, just I wouldn't say the servers, to be honest. I was gonna say the servers, but not really so much in this case. Again, also Rain were just like so much better off on that breach side. I know they were losing in the beginning, but once they got their composure, they were having no trouble at all taking that B side. I mean, we saw like the smokes and everything coming out from Rain when they were executing their flashes. They were able to take B side flawlessly pretty much every time, even though Crossfire was rocking a sniper. And Venali was also on fire that game in general with the EURASIA. Again, we saw him as kind of a dominant force in Plaza as well, and we got to see him shine even more on Grounded because it's more of a sniper map, and I think we'll continue to see him shine when we head into Canals, because Canals is definitely like the one map that screams if you're a good sniper, you're about to pop off. And so I think we're definitely getting a lot of action from Venali. Again, Twirl has also been hitting his shots. I can't count him out. He's been good, but we'll definitely seeing a lot of amazing highlights from these snipers. Venali and Twirl are the two players to look out for coming into this map number 3. When you see them rock your ratio, you know that something's about to happen. And this round right here was amazing. It was just that quick ace. I love me a little nice ace spray down, even if it's an eco round. You know what? An ace is an ace. I'm not going to count it out.
Yeah, I mean, it still counts. You got it. I mean, you still put in the work regardless, you know. Sometimes those pistols can change. We have seen those maps where they were all pistols to pick one up and, you know, they get one kill, they pick up the weapon and just slaughter and take the round. So it's still a big deal. Not as much, but, you know, I mean, if they all shot at the same time, you're pretty much dead. So it's still a very deadly situation. But yeah, even though they had these multi-kills, even though they had Hakeem bringing up and being, I'm pretty sure, close to a 30 bomb. And
yeah, he got like 26 or something, right?
Yeah, it was super, super high 20s. And even though he still had that, they were unable to, you know, again, connect. It's something about that 9th round that Rain really likes to stop you on. Keep you from getting to those double digits, because, you know, that's when that mind shift changes. You got 3 more double digits. You got the 1 on there. Now you just got to turn that 0 to a 3. And so it makes things a lot easier, but they like to stop it. And I again agree that this is going to be fun for Canals. This is definitely where Drill and Vitaly should be able to show off their strats, their abilities with that EURASIA. If not a Scar, I don't know. I mean, we've got people that have been sticking with the EURASIA quite a bit, but I think that'd be a good long range, maybe on the B site, you know, be able to stay back, but not have to worry about missing that one shot, because it's kind of a medium long, but they'd still be able to just keep fire.
Yeah, I think if we see XE play on this map, they'll probably be whipping out this Scar. I know that it's been a weapon of their choice often throughout this tournament. I mean, you know, again, Crossfire, they've been utilizing the Scar a lot coming into this point. I wouldn't say that the Scar is what got them here, but at least they're well-rounded. They know how to use that gun. A lot of teams don't like to pick it up, but Crossfire are not afraid to utilize it, and especially on maps like Grounded and Canals. It can have a lot more impact when you have that scope. Like you were saying, B-side is a great one. The Scar, it's great for mainly 2 reasons, you know? It has that range, and it has the scope to really help you deal with like those head glitches and those tight angles and stuff. You can make sure you're a lot more precise. So I definitely think the Scar gameplay will come in huge when we come into Canals here.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal, and, you know, this is going to be Rain's pick on a Rain server. So again, like you said earlier, it's going to be an uphill battle, and that's just, again, can't underestimate that enough, that it's going to be hard. If Crossfire is going to be, you know, in that gaming position get the most comfortable and being able to do the most, be as close to the screen as possible to see every little pixel change that's going to be here. Because again, if they lose this one, even though it's a best of 5, but Rain could potentially get 3 out of this one, being that they are well versed with Canals and that they have the home field advantage.
Yeah, and like you said, that home field advantage, or I guess in this case more like the home server advantage, but whatever you want to call it, the point is, Rain definitely have every advantage coming to this. I mean, the stats favor them. We saw earlier their Canals, it's like their most played map. They've played it 32 times, won 22 and lost 10. Versus Crossfire, they've won 4, lost 0. So at least they have it's technically the best map from Crossfire if you look at the stats. It's also the best map from Rain, and they just have more experience. So you feel like I feel like you kind of got to lean towards Rain just because it's their server too. But I tell you what, if Crossfire can pick up this map, it will be huge because map number 4 is Legacy, and that's gonna be on the Crossfire server. So I think they'll have a much easier time making a comeback or something on Legacy. They could even potentially throw a round balance hugely in their favor if they start on the Coalition side on Legacy if this goes to a map 4. So definitely, I would say it's easily doable. I think if Crossfire picks up this map, it's probably going to map 5 because it's Legacy on the Crossfire server.
Yeah, because that makes a huge difference. Because Legacy being that one sided and the fact that they can just lock it down. Now, again, Rain's really good at breaking through, but if they could lock that down, again, I agree. That could easily go to 5. They can make that happen. At least give Rain a really, really hard time early on and be able to take that. Now, again, that requires them to have the sharpest of the knives, but it's still a possibility and it's on the table. So it's not like, they're completely out of options. Just the only problem is they have to do, they're on 4-0 right now for Canals. They need to make that 5-0 right here, right now.
Yeah.
But guess what? The beautiful casters themselves are back. The players, they're just about ready to go. Welcome back, Sudden Death and Twist. What do you guys think's how it's looking?
Good to be back. Twist, why don't you go ahead and take that away to start?
I mean, I'm just excited to see all of the EURASIA battles that are gonna unfold on Canals because as Mantis, you said, there is so many different angles you can snipe, you can play with the EURASIA on Canals. So that's what I'm waiting for. Hopefully, also Crossfire take it, so we get that 4th map, perhaps even the 5th one. But we'll see how it goes, one map at a time. And best of luck to both teams.
100%. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the sniper rifle battles as well. Manthus, you mentioned XE being able to pull out that scar can also be huge, either on the breach side or the coalition side, depending on what side these teams start on. I think you're gonna have a lot of long range battles. And that lurker role. This is a bigger map. You can't have that lurker come in, playing more bottom cafe or coming through tunnels and try to catch some players off guard, which if a Crossfire is able to utilize that properly, could give them an early lead and help them secure map number 3 to their name, which they definitely need here. As if they do take the L here, it is all she wrote for them. And Team Rain will be moving on to the grand finals. This is really do or die here. This could be the end for Team Crossfire, and they really need to be on top of their game here. Folks, we should be hopping on into the knife round here in just another minute or so. Let us know in the comment section down below who you think will be taking map number 3 and what the round count will be. I know some of y'all have some incredibly impressive prediction skills. Is it going to be close or is it going to be lopsided? Always curious to hear your thoughts on that. I think it's going to be relatively close. I think both these teams are really warmed up here. I think you might have a little bit of a chip on Crossfire's shoulder coming on into map number 3. You were so close in map 2. Map 1, a little more difficult for them, playing on Plaza being their worst map, statistically speaking. And I think there might have been a little more nerves involved in map number 1. Coming to map number 2 looked like a totally different team. They were ready. They were there to play. Again, winning that knife round, I don't think the breach side was the best decision. I agree with Manthus, your analysis on that. You come in, you get the coalition side, you're able to put up, you had a fantastic side on the coalition side. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do decide to do here in map number 3. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop on into the knife round right now and see where we're going. Oh, I take that back. I got a little excited. We're just about to hop on into the knife round. But what do you think, Twist?
Um, you're asking me what I'm thinking or what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Crossfire take it. I'm thinking that Rain take it, probably without Crossfire even reaching double digits. Because what we've seen so far from the two maps, I mean, they haven't reached double digits so far, and it just seems like Rain, they know what they're doing. They're just doing the standard, usual stuff, and it's working. And unless Crossfire are able to come up big on a map that Rain picked, like it's just gonna be so hard for them to do anything here. Moreover, even win. So. Yeah, I'm expecting Rain to win, but I really hope that Crossfire win this one, so we at least get to that legacy, perhaps even the 5th map. But with that being said, the knife round is coming up, and so far, Crossfire has won both the knife rounds, so let's see if they can continue the streak.
And here we are. The plane left the airport from grounded, and we've landed in Amsterdam for map number 3. The knife round is just about to start here. We're going to see who is going to be starting off on which side. Last 2 maps, Crossfire has won the knife round. Both times it looked like Team Rain was going to take it, but Crossfire ended up coming back and catching them off guard. We'll see if it's going to happen. Exi is playing here. And Team Rain is going to go ahead and flip the script and take the knife round away from Team Crossfire here in map number 3. And again, just to reiterate your prediction here, Twist, you're expecting a more lopsided round or map in favor of Team Rain here, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, based off of stats and just what we've seen so far, I do feel like that's what's going to happen. But you can rely on stats for only so long. But what ultimately matters is what happens in the game. So why not see what happens in the game?
We are underway. First round of map number 3. Just about to start. The YouTube poll has popped up. Let your voices be heard over there, chat. And we are underway. Rex is the first to strike, finding Wives over here inside of Tree Elbow. And A is going to be the side of choice right now. The key coming in, getting a big kill, and Crossfire is just all over Team Rain right now. Belly in line, evening the body count board, trying to at least. But Rex and Twirl quick with the refrags after that. And Crossfire has taken round number 1.
Yeah, perhaps they didn't win the pistol, they didn't win the knife round, but at least they're winning the pistol, and that's really good. I mean, that's the exact way how you want to start this game, right? Now you have rifles, now you can probably close out the second round, and with enough luck, you can perhaps even rack up 3 or 4 before Rain even takes any action. So there is a note that we're playing on Rain servers, so last map was on Turkish servers. This is European, I believe Swedish servers, but it's quite similar. Oh, and Hakim, you can't do that, almost gets an ace, but Godsonitis does come in with the backup and gets the refrag. That's a quad for Hakim, and I believe he has at like 6 frags already, so yeah, in the earlier map, I believe he was at like 29 or 27 frags, something absolutely insane like that, and it seems like on this one, he just wants to continue this thing, He wants to show his skills. He wants to show what he's been practicing for. And I mean, so far, he and Twirl are definitely the 2 main driving factors behind, them even getting those 6 or 9 rounds. So a nice, chill 3rd round coming in. Probably both teams are going to slow down their approach to things. Don't really want to just rush in when you've just bought these rifles and utility. And not really much utility on the side of Rain. Seems like they just want to hit it dry. And Godsonitis, he is able to get 1. Twirl, able to get Venly as well. So very, very promising openings here from Crossfire.
2 players already down inside of Team Rain. Keem going to pick up that 3rd, and that's Faultless and Wives, the last players left alive here for Team Rain. Wives now the last man up. See if we can do a little bit of damage to Team Crossfire's economy before we move on into the next round. He's got 60 seconds to work with here. It's a little too much time to save, and 5 players on the map searching for you. It's going to be almost impossible. He's going to go for a kill here, giving away his position, and Exi is so quick with dropping. It's a quick 3-0 here as we move into round number 4. Crossfire is leading.
Yeah, so Xe is back. He was not ungrounded. He was switched out, but now he's back. And to be honest, he was kind of the third player that I wanted to mention on Plaza because he didn't really like put up impact frags every single round, but it seemed like when there were important moments, he was able to get that, 1v1 clutch, I believe. And he was just a very solid player. So we'll see how the addition of him back to the team will suit Crossfire. And I mean, so far it's doing good. Oh, Twirl, he spots some players there, but he does not want to overcommit. And the thing in Rain is on pistols, right? So you just have to line them up on Reeks. He does exactly that. A nice quick triple there. Only one left live, and Vanley goes down. Crossfire, they're up to 4. This is a completely different Crossfire, and I mean, I'm happy to see this. I'm definitely happy to see this. I want to see them take the first map of this series.
Yeah, most definitely. I want to see that map number 5. I want us to see us go to map number 4, map number 5. Crossfire has to do this here. They're coming in. They gotta... Actually, I think they might have a little bit of chip on their shoulder. It was a struggle in map number 1, so close in map number 2. I mean, really, that could have gone either way. They just ended up fumbling the ball right there at the last 20 yards. And now they're coming into map number 3, looking very, very strong with momentum coming here into round number 5. Twirl with that EURASIA. Vanoli also there is actually going to be the first to strike, going in ahead and eliminating the sniper for Crossfire. Hakeem working his tree elbow angle once again. He knows that Sniper is somewhere around there. If he's able to get this kill by... Oh, he's not. Looks the wrong way, and Vanoli is going to be able to capitalize on that mistake by him. 2 players already down here on the side of Crossfire, and it looks like this might be the first point Team Rain is able to take for their side.
Yeah, I mean, still a very strong position by Godsonitis. If he's able to get 1, perhaps even 2, but no, that's not going to happen. Vanley, he's preempting that. Oh, and Symboli, that's a crazy shot right there. Crossfire go down without even a single kill, so, they were able to get those 4 frags in a row. Here we can see the 4th round coming into play. Reeks with an absolutely nasty 3-piece, turning into a 4-piece here. Almost, I mean, exit, But yeah, still Crossfire on very good grounds here. I mean, 4 rounds, they're still buying up. They still have enough money to buy next round, even if they lose this one. So that early pistol round win and the consecutive round wins off of that, really good beginning. And that's another thing that you said, like ungrounded, it was 13-9, but at one point it seemed like it's over because Rain were just not able to get a single round, like 6 in a row. So it's definitely more lopsided than it was in reality. And seems like Reeks pushing up, he's able to get another refrag here. God's Knights does go down. So now 3v4 situation, but I believe that Crossfire can even like close out this round here. 3v4 on the way. Oh, and
he's more difficult now. Reeks and Twirl, the last players alive. That bomb has been cleansed, and Team Rain, it looks like they're going to close this board up here to only 2 separating each other right now. Twirl, the last man alive, trying to work that EURASIA, avoids the flashbang coming in at a difficult spot, isn't able to get the flick, and there it is, 4-2, 2 rounds separating both of these teams now, as Team Rain is working on closing it back up. Crossfire still having plenty of cash to work with here. You decide to take an eco, though, so you can go, so you can try to keep your lead. I think that's what they're going to decide to do here. Just a couple deagles coming out, trying to go for that glass cannon effect once again as they move into round number 7. Most likely will lose this round, which gives Team Rain the round win, be 4-3. But then you're able to come in, do more of a complete full buy, and then retake that 5-3, maybe even 6-3. Wise, the first to strike, open up on Hakeem, doubles up, goes for the 3K, gets to 4. He has to pop the reload before he can try to go for the ace. And there it is. Oh, he's almost able to get it, but no, I thought he had it, man. I thought he had it, but Twirl goes ahead and ruins his day. Says, no, you're not uploading that to Zoovi. No way. I'm going for my own. Line prevents it from happening, and there we are. We are 1 round separating these teams now.
Yeah, that was a great clip right there, but unfortunately for... Unfortunately for Wives, he's getting shut down. He's not getting days. So we haven't seen an ace so far in these World Finals, at least for the games that I've casted. So, I'm kind of waiting for one. Wives, as you can see, he has so many maps. He has 3 digits in terms of maps. That is a crazy statistic, but still not able to get the ace. Twirl kind of saving his team's reputation, not getting uploaded to Zoovi, as you said. But yeah, I mean, this is an almost equal playing ground now. Rain, if they get this round, they are on very good ground to actually take this side, because this is a little bit coalition-sided map, I'd say. It depends on the matchups, it depends on the teams, but with my line being able to take down Twirl, one of the better performers on both Grounded and Plaza, it's going to be hard for Crossfire to really do anything here. The thing is, they're separated as well, and if Rain decide to hit this B side, there's only 1 player, now perhaps 2 rotating over to hold it.
Line about to push through Cafe. I don't believe they know he's there. Oh, Faultless turning at the last second. That's some FPS timing right there. Exy and Reeks over here defending this B side. Reeks just got tagged with that flash, and he's trying to stay up here.
He's looking for anything that he could get, like any kill here would be huge, and God's Nightus, he does get exactly that, catches Faultless off guard, and Rain, they're not really committing, they're not sure if they want to go A, B, seems like the bomb is going to rotate over towards the bridge area, but the thing is, this positioning is very, very good from God's Nightus, but Symboli, once again, right when you need him, comes in with a huge double. God's Nightus is able to get one, but might get shot off here. Oh, Venly, he does not want to be. He has the EURASIA, so if he peeks, he has to hit the shot. Yeah, God's Nightus knows. He does break the armor. Oh, this is everything. God's Nightus, a huge round. Look at that utility as well. He's going to be able to use it until the end of this round, but still a lot to be done here. 3 kills coming in from him, but 2 more needed to be found.
That bomb has been planted. Like I said, there's 2 more players to contend with here on the side of Team Rain. They took a lot of time deciding which bomb site they wanted to go to. They ended up paying off for them. They've been able to plant the bomb pretty much uncontested over here on the A site. It's a 2 versus 2. Let's see what Crossfire can do on this retake. The utility has come in. God's United it still has a little bit in his pocket. We'll see if we can throw that out. Going for the kill right now. He picks up the kill on Symboli. It's Wives trying to go for the 2K. This is close. Oh, little tease right there. And Wives just walks up the stairs and into his round number 4 for his team. There it is, tied up 4-4 as we move into round number 9.
Oh, no way. I mean, the man who got denied an ace a few rounds earlier now denies the ace for God's Nightus. That was a huge round from God's Nightus. Like, that was almost his round, but yeah, Wives just better in that situation, taking the high ground there, getting the frag. So now it's equal playing round, as you said. And, I mean, Crossfire, they haven't gotten a single rifle round in 4, so this starts to look a little bit bad towards them.
It gets to the point where you think it's about time for them to put a point here on the board. But you look at over here, some armor lower for a couple of these players. Actually now almost deleted. They have been able to pick up all AUGs, but not a lot of utility to work with here in round number 9, which is unfortunate for them. Twirl down here in Cafe. I thought he was about to move down. There he is, walking down the steps slowly. The bomb is hanging back towards the rear of A, looking like they might make that rotation over towards B, but they're still undecided right now. No, I think they actually decided to commit to this A site. Gods is here, finds 1, looking to see if he can get the 2K. He got the sight on him. That's good, valuable information to know where that other player's at. He's going to respond with a flashbang.
And meanwhile, Wives... Yeah, he's getting one on Reeks, and I mean Crossfire, oh, that's big one from God's Nightus, almost clutches the round once again, or at least puts some big impact in, but Myline, he's just ready to take it, man. Rain, they're up to 5 now, and Crossfire, even though they found their stride, they found their pace earlier in the game, seems like now Rain, whatever they're doing, they're just winning, and I kind of feel like that goes back to that first map where we saw that it's not particularly that Rain have these crazy strategies or they were sure they utilize the, the standard executes, but it's simply the fact that Rain win the gun duels. Like when it matters, when it's a 1v1 gun duel, there's no flashes, no smokes, no utility. Rain are just able to win it. Rain are just able to win the gun duels, and that ultimately matters. But Reeks, oh, that's a crazy double there with the Scar. Finally, the fabled weapon for Crossfire comes in, and Twirl gets another one. So now, 2v3 situation, finally, a round potentially for their taking. And Reeks, he just cannot be stopped in this round. He gets a triple there. So what is Symboli to do? I mean, we've seen great doubles from him, but this 1v3 clutch, I feel like that's asking a bit too much. Reeks spots the last player, but he doesn't even want to peek. He just wants this round, man. He's looking.
Scar. Yeah, he's looking. 1v3. Get this, and you go ahead and tied back up the score. 53 left on the clock. Symboli, what are you going to do here? You have a lot of time to work with. I don't see any reason in trying to save. You got 8,300 cash to work with, the most on your team. About to have an altercation. He looks to his left. He's going to get caught off guard. There's Twirl making his head twirl. And now it's tied up once again. Crossfire's brought it 5-5.
Yeah, this is a very well-needed round for Crossfire. Like, they were starting to fall off here. They were starting to lose their momentum. But now, them having 5, I mean, it's still not perfect because, again, Canals, some would say coalition-sided, some would say very equally sided. But you have to get at least to 5 or 6 on the coalition side to have a, decent shot on the breach side. So, Crossfire, they're doing well here. Not exceptional, definitely not something off the charts. Even if they win this side flawlessly and get to another 2 rounds, it's still not going to be perfect. perfect, but it's definitely something that they can work with at least. You know, you definitely don't want to start the other side with like 4 rounds to your name. That's just going to be hard to come back from. And seems like Rain, they are really favoring this A side of things. They've hit it multiple times, and almost every single time that they do, they come out with at least some kind of victory. You know, at least they get the bomb plan down. So they're looking to do the same thing, but it seems like Crossfire, they're kind of figuring it out because there's only one defender on the B bomb side of things, 2 towards CT, 1 that is now rotating towards the A side of things, and I mean, Crossfire, oh, they might be able to hold this. XC does get one. Hakeem, once again, coming big, right when you need him. The man, the myth, legend of the first 2 games, coming in big once again, but now 2v2, and seems like one of the players is having a connection issue here, so honestly, just a 1v2 here.
That bomb has been planted once again by Team Rain. As you said, pretty much every time they go towards that A site, they're able to have some type of victory on it, whether it's an ultimate victory or just a small one of getting that bomb planted. It helps over and over again doing so, being able to build up that little extra cash. I don't know if that player is going to be able to come back. That's Gods once again having a little bit of a problem with his internet. So really right now it comes down to Rex. Can he clutch this up unless his teammate is able to come back from the gray? I don't think he's going to be able to. Line finds him quite easily, and now was Gon's back? No, he's not. I take it back. I thought I saw him move.
Imagine
bomb is
him
gonna
in
go
ninja
off?
defusing now. That would be quite...
Wait.
Yeah, but... oh, they spot him. I do feel like they spot him, right?
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was trying to figure out what was going on there.
Yeah, Wives just
They just left him.
gets an easy frag. He probably wanted to go for a knife, but understood that there's just not enough time. I mean, there's a reason why you would go for a knife, right? Like, it gives you $1.5 thousand to your name, I believe. So, you know, when you see these knife kills coming in, sometimes it's not just for the kind of, you know, upsetting the other player factor. It's also for the fact that you get some extra cash. But no knife kill just yet. I do believe we saw one today. But yeah, moving into the last round of this half, it seems like Rain, they're again just superior in winning these gunfights. Once again, Faultless wins one. Twirl, he is aggressive, he is pushing up, but unfortunately switches his weapon at the wrong time. So Faultless is going to be able to take down XC as well. And now a 2v4 underway. Very hard to do anything from here. That A side of things is just hard to retake.
Especially when you have 2 players alive to do it versus 4. A 2v4 retake is always difficult, but now they've evened it up, making it 2 versus 2. They're trying to come in here. Rex is going to double with the AUG in his hand. His teammate is coming from the rear. They might be able to do this. My line is the last player alive. He's going to go ahead and bring it down to a 1 versus 1 situation, and he's just going to stick to defuse. I don't think Line knows he's doing this. He's firing through the truck, and they just let Rex defuse. And Rex still is able to come up with the kill. Incredible round there by Crossfire, bringing it back 6-6, making an even playing field as we move into the flip. It's neck and neck here.
Oh, it definitely is, and that's a very important round to win. Just for the factor that you maybe, you know, ruin Rain's mentality a little bit. Like, how did he ninja defuse? Like, that's just it's a dumb round to lose, you know. You never want to lose rounds like that. And also, you're now equal. If you win the pistol, you are on pretty good footing to, again, rack up those 3-4 rounds, kind of gain that momentum, and, you know, just kind of play off of that and see what you can do from there.
Yeah. And the breach side might be what Crossfire needs, but previously we've seen them play just a little too slow, a little too assiduously on the side of the breach. I think that's ultimately their downfall. If they're able to switch it up, get a little more aggressive, play faster, get that bomb planted, like they're doing right now, I think they could have a good breach side half here on Canals. Nobody's yet to get dropped. A lot of warning shots going off. Fault is showing off his amazing animations. Line dueling back and forth here. Mid is able to get a player down low and finally is able to drop him.
Oh, there's so much to do for Crossfire players here, and there you go, Venly shuts down Reeks as well, so that's a pretty nice site retake. I mean, 4 players staying alive, and Rain taking the first pistol round of the second half here, so yeah, they're looking good, they're definitely looking good. This is something that Crossfire was looking to close, because otherwise now it's on the breach side, like they have to go eco, it's 6-8, probably like even 6-9, like it is just hard to come back from that. So that's saying Critical Ops pistol rounds are very important, and in my opinion, a lot of the times the teams that win both pistol rounds also win the game, so that's something to just kind of pay attention to. A flash coming in, and yeah, this again just looks like a easy anti-eco coming in from Rain.
Oh, Vanoli, excuse me, already opening it up there on Hakeem. 4 players left alive for Crossfire. There's just a deagle in the hands of Gons. He's lower on HP as well, basically 2-shot. So what they decided to do here. Be Simboli defending this B side right now. He could have an easy quad feed if he plays it right. Going for one, trying to go for the second. He's got the other one coming around the corner. There's Gods. He's actually going to prevent him from getting the shot on him. He's out of ammo on his M4. Going back, grabs the other one, and his teammate coming from behind to drop down Exy. Team Rain now leads by 2 as we move into round number 15. And like you mentioned, you win those pistol rounds. They give you a couple extra rounds every single time just because you got that cash advantage and whatnot. And that helps you get to that round number 13, helps you get you across that finish line just a little bit easier.
Yeah, Rain just following, standard procedure here, just getting that round, holding down angles, not letting get isolated one by one by these pistols. Because, even though they're not that dangerous, if you get overwhelmed by pistols, you can go down and it can turn into a round loss. So just good standard skills here coming in from Rain. And look at this, they're going very aggressive here. They want to take this rifle round by storm, but Twirl, he has something else to say. Does get one, they get taken down by Faultless. So now a 3v4 situation here. And I mean, Exy, he is alive, but it's for how long? Like, he has to do so much here. The bomb plant might actually go down. So we've seen Rain retake this A side of things once in the pistol, but let's see if they're able to do it again. Seems like the answer is yes. Symboli gets a nice headshot on Godsonitis. Tight angles to hold, hard for Crossfire to do anything. Faultless finds one through smoke, and now the only one left alive is Hakim, and he's not even gonna get a chance. Venly just pre-fires it. Why would you not? There's 3 other players to back you up. So 9th round coming in for Rain, and it just seems so hard for Crossfire. Like, they have to do something now, because Rain, once you give them like any slither of hope, they just accelerate endlessly. So yeah, Crossfire, they have to pull up big, like in this round or the next one, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say this next round is going to be very telling for who's going to end up winning this round. Crossfire really needs to take this. I'm curious to see their economy situation. Okay, so they're able to do a little bit of something, able to buy the armor, not full sets for everybody, but able to buy it, and full SGs coming in for the entire squad. This is round number 16 you have to take. It's 10-6. Coming in after this, and Rain gets the W. It's just going to be so difficult for them. They're just not able to put anything together. They keep it once again comes down to them when the 1v1 gunfights. They cannot win consistently enough against Team Rain. The gunfight, the gun skills, just overall so much better. Wives already has 2 players to his name here in round number 16. Vanoli looking to see if he can find his first with this EURASIA. Just so much experience where he's positioning himself and moving around from angle to angle, making it look effortlessly. Line finding Reeks, and now it's all she wrote here. Oh, I thought it was gonna be all she wrote, but Twirl actually keeping their team alive in this as they pick up kills respectively. They're on the side of Team Rain.
Oh, Twirl, he's coming in big this round, but now Exy, I believe his position is known, so he has to do a lot here, and only half HP to his name, so it's gonna be tough. He does have the bomb, and seems like he intuitively knows the A-B bomb side might be open for business, but he kind of comes back. Wives just peeks, gets an easy frag. So Rain up to double digits, 3 away from closing away the game and the series. And I do agree with you. Like, I feel like the main reason why Crossfire are not getting these rounds and ultimately not getting these games is simply like one-on-one gun skill. Like, it seems like Rain, they've just been, whatever it is, playing more deathmatch, practicing more of the zero aim assist with bots, whatever it is, their aim is just sharper. They're able to get the kills in less amount of time, and ultimately that transfers into, rounds and games, because Crossfire has some nice strats. Like, as we saw in Grounded, they had some really nice strats, but, it seems like Rain, they're just able to refrag when it matters. But with this round, things might take a turn for the best for Crossfire, because they're able to get 2, still 3v3, but I mean 3v3 on breach side is better than 5v5.
100%. Crossfire really needing this round. You can't, if you're gonna make a comeback, you can't let them put any more points to the board. It's still doable for them. Only 4 rounds separate them. They can get a little bit of momentum going, and it can be 10-8, 10-9 really fast. But they need to do it here. Exy trying to stay alive. That flashbang coming in and gonna put him at full flash, allowing Faultless to pull up here. Oh, and I thought was gonna get the kill on him. Comes back with the deagle, missing multiple shots, and he's probably gonna lose his life. But his teammate Symboli is there to go ahead and pick up Exy as he goes for him. Great teamwork and play by him. Rex is the last play alive for Crossfire. Gonna get the bomb planted, but in a difficult defense situation. These players will be coming in from either side of him, and he knows this. He's got to be careful. They play this right here on the side of Team Rain. They'll move in together and not just make it a 1-1. Rex wins that. And he's able to clutch it up. That decision to take it slower and let one player move in and then have the other one follow up, I don't understand. you can't do it perfectly, but if you move in more together as an absolute unit, it's harder to get that second kill after you pick up the first one, because you got to quickly turn around, put the flick, and land your first couple of shots perfectly. And it's just harder to do. I think Team Rain could have won that if they had moved in together as a team.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like that's just like a little fluke coming in from Rain. And Crossfire, it definitely boosts their morale. They're able to at least get one round on the breach side. But the thing is, they have to get 6 more here, and that's just going to be really hard to do. And with Faultless, again, winning out the individual 1v1 gunfight, it's like, what can I really do? Like, Wives, he just peeks, gets a double, gets a triple, nice little jump at the end. Like, it's just so hard to do anything. Hakim, though, he has been the man, he has been the answer for Crossfire, at least in some of these rounds in earlier games. But now, the answer is just like, he has to clutch a 1v3. We haven't seen a 1v3 clutch yet in these series, I believe, or actually we saw from Symbolia in the first map on Plaza, but my point is, it doesn't happen like every single time, and it's just gonna be hard. My line, oh, that's one way to just add some salt to the wound. Takes out Hakim in the ending strides of this game with a Scar, the preferred weapon from Team Crossfire. So that's 11 terrain, and yeah, Crossfire just struggling to find any answers here.
The storm clouds are bound to open up here unless Crossfire is able to do something to bring that sun back out. Team Rain looking to reign supreme in the EURASIA finals. Only 2 rounds separating them from that finish line, and they're looking to get there quickly. You mentioned something earlier about just the gun skill that Team Rain has. They've been playing a lot of TDMs, and we know Faultless mentioned that in the interview with A-Master, where they're talking about they've really worked on their aim, and it really shows. It just, once again, every single individual gunfight it comes down to, these players on the side of Team Rain are able to come back, even in difficult spots like with Wives was just in, is able to come back on Gods and get Hakim. It's just the 1v1 gun skill is just phenomenal on the side of Team Rain. And there we are, quickly cleaned up, swept into the dustpan. That was round number, I think that was 19 there. We're now moving on to round number 20. And it's match point for Team Rain.
Yeah, I really want to believe, again, you asked me how I think this match will end, and I want to say the same thing. Like, I want to believe that Crossfire are able to complete the comeback, but ultimately, like, Rain are just looking so good. Like, there's no reason to believe that Crossfire are able to do it, just because Rain are just securing every single round. Like, there was that one little fluke that gave Crossfire the round, but like, ultimately, Rain are just better, and it doesn't even come to the, like, you know, team play, just comes to winning these gunfights. Once again, Wives take down Xe, so the situation looking even worse now for Crossfire, unless Reeks is able to do anything. Twirl goes down, still 3v4, still something that he could capitalize on. But once again, Wives winning the 1v1 on the Gods, and Itis now 2v4. Hakim and Reeks, the only 2 left live now. Reeks, and he has so much to do. This seems like Rain on 13.
Well, he's opening up, might keep Rain away from that magic number of 13. It's a 2 versus 1. He's definitely got the armor, and he's got the gun in order to do it here. 100 HP, 100 armor. Going against Wives, who has no armor and low on HP. Ooh, quickly picked up there. Now it's down to this 1 versus 1 between Faultless. Lower in the HP department, but still has some armor to work with. But I think he's going to catch him off guard. He grabs the headshot, and Team Rain is able to do it. They are your Asia champions. They will be moving on to the grand finals. The storm clouds have opened up here, and it is pouring in Amsterdam. Congratulations to Team Rain. That means Crossfire will be competing next Friday in the 3rd place matchup, depending on who loses tomorrow with the Americas matchup.
Yeah, I want to say congratulations to both teams. Like, I mean, Crossfire played great, especially in some of those rounds, or at least some of those moments on Grounded. Like, Grounded really seemed like it could go anyway. Grounded seemed like we would go to the 5th map, but it seems like Rain, they were just better prepared. Like, in every single statistic that you could come up with for that, you know, that matters in Critical Ops, like team play, individual play, even luck, like stuff like that. Like, it seemed like it was just Rain's day today. So, yeah, they close out the series 3-0, and that just shows how great Rain really are. Crossfire definitely tried their best. I mean, so far their run as the underdogs was absolutely amazing, but they're not going to go to the grand final. It seems like Rain, they are our first champions of the grand finals that are going to come down, you know, sometime next month. But I'll give it back to our correspondents here. I really wanna hear what they have to say about this one.
100%. Welcome back, gentlemen. What did you think about that?
Well, yeah, it was awesome. And I mean, Rain just, they really, really did what we kind of, you know, knew them to do, right? You know, this is historically their map. This is historically, they have the most experience, although this is still one of Crossfire's best maps, and they definitely did put up a good fight. But ultimately, experience, comes down to having the ability to move forward and take the wins.
Yeah, I mean, having Canals for the final map, it was exciting. We got to see, I think, not as much sniper action as I would have wanted, but we still get to see a couple rounds where Venali was kind of popping off. But overall, yeah, it was exciting. We did see some Scar gameplay as well, and we were looking forward to that. And we got to see it utilized a little bit there on the map of Canal. So it's kind of nice to see that Scar coming into play and giving Crossfire some picks. I know ultimately they didn't win, but it was still an exciting match. We had some nice clutches, some nice aces, a lot of great plays that happened on the map of Canals.
Yeah, definitely. And it's some of those great plays. And by all means, every round is important, but, definitely Symboli, he got the nice little three-piece on round 14, able to put the 8th point onto the board for them. And then, but, you still have Trills over there just ending, the ace for wives. I mean, as much as that's not, a nice big pool, really, to cancel it out, but it does prevent a little bit of the, you know, mind games, right? When you see another person on the other team just absolutely ace wipe your team, that doesn't feel too good. And at least he was able to stop that. So they had a little bit better mindset, at least moving forward. And 13-6, 13-9, and 13-7 is still super commendable, especially against the former champions. I mean, Rain has been champion through season 1 to 3 in circuit. And so they are a good team, regardless of if the players change out or not. They, as a whole, just their training regiment, the way they do things is just on another level, and it doesn't really matter who's there. They're just able to make that work.
Yeah, and again, Rain coming in 3-0. We can see on screen here for the final. And again, they're the winners of the conference final, so they're going to be moving on to the grand finals in the next weekend. But that's not all that we have for the stream this weekend, because we did have the EURASIA conference. We're still going to have another game coming up as well. It is going to be the Americas conference, Xenocide versus Evil Vision tomorrow at 3:10 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be very exciting. The NA Titans versus the South America Titans. It'll be a great match that's coming out tomorrow. So obviously this stream, the games are done for today. But again, tomorrow there's more. So please stay tuned. You know what to do. Subscribe. Make sure you're paying attention so that you know when that game is going to be happening, because it's going to be an exciting one as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. Again, the battles of the Americas will be beautiful. But this is the conclusion for today. Rain, Crossfire, and these are their stats. I mean, look at those. Side of Rain just climbing up into the green. Nothing lower than a 1.12, and that's for my line. And Vinley just rocking it out. 51 kills with 35 deaths. Nice, good ratio for that. With the U ratio, rocking a 1.3. And then over there on the side of Crossfire, I mean, sure they lost, but I mean that's one player, which was Hakeem. I mean, he did phenomenal today, sitting at a 1.03, but everybody else trailing down into the zeros and into the red.
Yeah, unfortunately, Crossfire could not make it happen. We still had, an amazing best of 3 here today. Again, I think we were kind of expecting it from the stats. And Crossfire, they put up a good fight. They came farther than we were expecting. I mean, a lot of people thought they wouldn't make it this far. I mean, we saw from the leaderboard earlier, they were like 16th place, literally at the very bare bottom of it. The fact that they made it to the finals in the Asia region, and then we're able to come to the conference finals for the Eurasia side, that's just incredible already from them. I don't think that they should be discouraged or anything. You guys made it this far into the tournament. You had such a great performance coming up. You upset a lot of Asia teams. I think you guys did great overall. I don't know what to say. I mean, Crossfire, they did great. They definitely had an amazing performance.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, they went up against kind of the EU Titans, Rain, and then they're able to at least break halfway through. Again, stay to it, keep training. This is a loss, but this is an absolute learning experience for you guys to see really what is kind of needed to go up against such a educated and well-rounded and well-seasoned team. So again, it's always something, and for you guys to learn as well. Watching, if you getting into this, these are some of these plays you got to know how to go up against and how to combat whether that's against one of these teams or any other team that are using anything, similar. Because, people look up to these guys, so there's always going to be some rendition of it.
Oh, yeah, I
But
mean, looking at the pros just overall, you can always
yeah,
learn something. Like as a casual player, that's something even if you're not competitive. I love watching esports because you get to see how these teams play. You get to see what kind of utility they're using. How do they do these executes? How are they running down the strats? You get to learn a lot just from watching these teams, their play style and their game sense. You could definitely take it into your own game. So definitely, the esports is always a great thing. Whether you're a casual player or a competitive player, it's always super fun to watch.
yeah, because I mean, I've been able to see so many times looking and seeing some of these equipment throws. So one that I can particularly recall that is impressive to me is on raid. Up in heavens, you can throw that flash or throw the smoke off of that light, and it bounces right into the underground opening, and it is just a beautiful spot to watch it drop there. It is so learning those things, even just knowing that it exists. Practice makes perfect, right? So you at least know you can, and then you find out where that little spot is where you have to throw it. And again, you can make or break your rank, your casual, and really set yourself apart to start learning to be at that kind of level of gameplay.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, and the dynamic duo back. Same time we do have our beautiful casters back in here to have some more good conversation with us.
Yeah, 100%. Again, well played to Team Rain right there, taking out the 13-7 there in map number 3 victory, ultimately being the victors and moving on to the grand finals. We do want to let you know, chat, for those of you who stuck around this long, thank you so much for doing it. And we got a little bit of reward for those of you that have done that. We're doing a giveaway here in chat. Go ahead and drop your Critical Ops player ID along with hashtag world. And we'll be going ahead and choosing a few of you lucky individuals to be getting some cases coming your way. Again, just copy and paste that player ID from Critical Ops from the game itself, drop it down in there with the hashtag worlds, and we'll be choosing a few of you lucky individuals from the chat to go ahead and get some good cases. Again, tomorrow we'll be back with the Americas for the matchup between Evil Vision and North America. Chat, or guys, with all that being said, is there anything else you want to do before we get on out of here?
Well, we got to give a nice little round of applause to, again, the teams and everybody who's been here. And, of course, to all of us, making this whole thing fun and enjoyable. And the sponsors. Guys, remember down in the description, you'll find all the links and socials to go over to G Fuel, REDMAGIC, Zoovi, and, of course, you have Mobile Esports and Critical Force being able to ones making this whole thing possible. Without any of these guys, this wouldn't be happening. And so, got to give a huge thanks. And again, that giveaway for REDMAGIC is still going on. So, check the description for that and be able to get entered for that REDMAGIC 7S Pro. It's going to be beautiful, whoever wins it.
Yeah, a lot of great games. And again, I know you already said it, but a huge shout out to everyone that's making this happen. The team from Mobile Esports and from Critical Force as well for making this stream possible. There's a lot of work that goes up behind the scenes that y'all don't know about. So a lot of great things, our animations, the stream layouts, everything that happens. There's someone that's working on it behind the scenes, even if you don't see their faces here on stream. So definitely huge shout out to everyone that has made every aspect of this stream possible.
And thank you to the viewer as well for joining us today. All that being said, I think that's all we got. And we will see you tomorrow for the Americas matchup between North America and South America. We're signing out. Peace.